Okay. And let's jump right into, I'm checking if good morning, TS1, sir. How are you, TS1? How's the weather out in?
Cold. It's cold and gray. Just heading home from Aldi's doing shopping. So I give you my
Okay.
full attention. But yeah,
I know I'm prepared to go to Houston tomorrow, and we have a big um expansion for Good Driver there. So I'm excited for that. And on top of that, concurrently, same time, we have Black Swan Elite, financial consultant will be on as
we
well.
started
So,
the
okay, let me share the screen and get started. So, all right. So let me introduce you. Griffin Ali will did the short video explaining how the program works. And then if those of you are interested and want to be to get a video like this with your code on it and information, please put in a chat and then our marketing team will get it out to you as soon as we can, okay? So here we go.
Driver Mutuality to help good drivers save money with our collision and comprehensive alternative. If you're a driver, you've probably noticed that car insurance is getting more and more expensive every single year. In 2024 alone, premiums jumped an average of 24%, and in California, they're expected to surge by a staggering 54% in 2025. For many people, auto insurance is now eating up around 8 to 10% of their annual income. The craziest part is, when you look into the actual facts, you see that 94% of people never even file a single collision and comprehensive claim each year. It's no surprise that most people feel completely trapped in a system where they feel forced to pay more and more money each year on something that they rarely actually use. That in its core is why we created Good Driver Mutuality, to give responsible drivers a smarter, fairer way to protect themselves while still saving money. Good Driver Mutuality, or GDM, is a cutting edge tech company based in Silicon Valley and backed by the legendary venture capital firms like Ribbit Capital and Head of Sophia. These are the same investors behind massive successes like Spotify, Robinhood, Credit Karma, and even Uber. Before we get too far into GDM's unique saving mechanisms, let's go over the very basics of auto insurance. Full coverage auto insurance is largely made up of three parts. First, you have the liability. Liability is the legally mandated part that you must have to drive a car. This is the part that covers costs of damage or injuries you cause to others in an accident. Then there's the collision and the comprehensive portion. This is optional if you fully own your car outright, and it covers damage to your own car, whether it's from an accident or something else like hail, a theft, a hit and run, or even vandalism. It's important to remember that GDM is not an alternative to liability insurance, and all of our members must keep their legally mandated liability insurance, and if they own their car outright and choose to, they can directly drop their collision and comprehensive from their traditional automotive insurance company and join GDM as their alternative to collision and comprehensive. GDM is not an insurance product, but operates more similarly to mutual aid, where members come together to support one another and save money by sharing the cost of unexpected accidents together. Now, let's go over the unique mechanisms that allow you to save with GDM. So let's say you're paying $1,000 every 6 months for collision and comprehensive coverage through your traditional insurance company. If you don't have any accidents during this time, whether you paid monthly or all upfront, you still end up spending the full $1,000 quote amount on something you never actually used. It's not like you can call your insurance company and ask for some money back. If you tried that, they're probably just going to laugh at you. Well, with GDM, we work completely differently from traditional insurance. When you get a quote from us, it'll be similar to what you were paying for your collision and comprehensive coverage with your traditional provider, but we have some incredible mechanisms that allow you to save. First, we break your quote into two parts. You pay just 20% of your quote up front as a service fee, and the remaining 80% is known as your pledge amount. Your pledge amount is only used when there are actual accidental costs within the community. Everything you didn't share during your weekly sharing becomes your savings. Here's how weekly sharing works in a bit more detail. Each week, we total all the accidents across the entire community. Then every single member shares a small pro rata portion of their pledge amount to help cover those costs. Naturally, based on the type of accident that occurs, the sharing amount will vary from week to week. Some weeks you might share a bit more, some weeks a bit less. By the end of a member's 6-month, 25-week plan, they paid the 20% service fee up front, and on average, they've shared around 30 to 40% of their original quote through weekly sharing contributions. That means many members complete their 6-month plan only actually paying around 60% of their quote, with some members being able to save up to 40% off their original quote. Let's look at a real member who was able to save even more than 40%. Member A joined in September 2024 and received a quote of $1,036. They paid their 20% service fee, which was $207, and their 80% pledge amount was $829. Over the course of their 6-month or 25-week plan, they shared a little bit each week, totaling just $162. That means they were actually able to save $663 or over 64% off their original quote. Because GDM operates with a community-first approach, we prioritize full transparency. What that means is each week we show all members the actual accidents that have occurred, complete with photos, repair details, and even shop invoices. All of this is right in the app. So when you are asked to share, you'll know exactly where your money is going. The second savings mechanism and way GDM can help protect its entire community is through positive selection. Simply put, we aim to only welcome responsible drivers who rarely have accidents. To do this, we've set a few key eligibility rules to join. Cars with an MSRP over $100,000 aren't allowed. Drivers who exceed 30,000 miles per year can't join, and we don't accept any commercial vehicles such as work trucks or rideshare cars. Those guidelines help keep our accident rate low so the entire community has the opportunity to save even more. Our third savings mechanism helps everyone save on accidental repair costs. We've partnered with Innovation Auto Group and Service Up to give our members access to over 5,000 licensed and vetted repair shops nationwide. So when something does happen, you simply report it through the app and one of our mutuality advisors will call you. They'll help to arrange a tow truck if you need one and direct you to the nearest in-network repair shop. The best part is, these shops are fully licensed and vetted, ensuring you receive top quality service. And because we secured discounted group rates on repairs, the entire community is able to benefit from lower repair costs, which means lower sharing costs. Many members who've gotten into an accident have shared their glowing reviews about their experience with GDM. If you like what you hear, getting a quote is super easy. All you need is your declarations page, your driver's license, and a referral code since we're a referral-only program. Then, you just need to download the Good Driver Mutuality app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can get a quote in under 5 minutes. We appreciate you taking the time to learn about GDM, and we're excited to welcome you to Good Driver Mutuality.
All right, so that was the quick, brief, 7 minutes explain about how the program works. So I will show you my own saving, okay? And also, you heard about what I share. Let me also send this to my email here. I always also share with you one of the family that I help. They have three cars, two Tesla, and one Prius, and they pay roughly about 7,700 every 6 months with Progressive. Okay. So I'll be able to come in, look at their comprehensive and collision. I cut the bill in half. So it's 3,500, and then they only pay 700 20% upfront of 3,500, and then 2,800, they'd be able to save roughly around 2,000 on that 6 months. So um I you know you should be there and see the look on the wife um face when I set up. I show them her the program, because she just stunned. She was about to cry. She said, like, Andrew, do you know, every 6 months I work so hard. By the way, they have a flower shop. So I work so hard, and every 6 months I see 7,700 out of the window every 6 months. I just couldn't believe this. So that's how the way I see, we can do. And right now it's 45 state available. We don't accept uh, clients in New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Alaska and Hawaii. Okay. So if you guys fortunate enough live in the state that, accepting other 45 states, so the playing field is wide open. Okay. And also, I want to congratulations on Michelle Yang. Just received reach her L6 level and receive a Tesla award. Okay. Woo. Congratulations on that. So let me pull up the uh, share with you the reward first, because I know Good Driver have a big um, meeting conference in Palo Alto headquarters right now as well. Um, so I don't know when is Alan gonna jump on, but I will take over for him. So the again, how do we make money, or how you be able to earn? I call it's ID pre, ID pre income. Meaning that instant, daily, progressive, passive, okay, residual income. So that's what the IDPPRI, and then E at the end is earner. So that's why I call it ID pre. Are you earning ID pre? Meaning that I haven't seen any company, when you do a transaction, help a client, and boom, money instantly go into your bank account. It just unheard of. Okay. Not like wait until half of the month on the 15 or whatever, like a merchant services, the end of the month of last month pay. Okay. You got instant. So here is basically, um, it's very simple, only by referral. It's not multi-level, it's a referral system. Okay. So once you enroll, By the way, you don't have to pay anything to join anything monthly, auto ship or anything like that. You just enroll your own car. Save money on your own car. And then the company, Good Driver Mutuality, will issue you an we call it a referral code. Okay. So once you get the referral code, turn on my camera here. Referral code, you'll be able to enroll or help others to enroll into the program. So every time you enroll right here, the referral, once you come in, you got um, you know 8 cars to promote it to what we call is level one, okay, L1 or leadership one. So every time you enroll the car in, you get 10% referral fee. Just like on the video that you just saw, if someone they get a quote for $1,000, let's say $1,000 every 6 months, but they only pay 20% of that 1,000 is $200. Okay. But you get paid 10% of the quote amount, which is $1,000. So 10% of 1,000 is how much? Let me pick on Uncle Dan.
Come on, I know, man. You know it's $100.
You know, yeah. By the way, the $100 goes straight to your bank account right away, Uncle Dan. So, so anyway, and if you just help 5 people like that, that's 500, okay? Uh, a day. So it's up to all of us. And so once you reach your promotion based on number of cars that you put into, and obviously, if you build a team, you go faster, right? We all know that. So basically, you build your agency, you get more uh, uh, um, partner coming into your team, then it grow faster, right? But the company only count cars, number of cars. So again, every time you enroll, you get 10%. And when you got 8 cars enrolled, you promote it to L1. Basically, that you like into the business now. Okay. And then once you hit 20 cars, you promote to L2. You got 8 cars, you promote to 20 cars to L2, which mean that if you see on the far right here, that's a 10 level deep. It's open up. So when you get to L2, you will override the the level 2 here and level 3. Okay. That means you override 8% and 5% on your entire team. Okay. And then L3, when you reach 50 cars in your team, it will open up another level, is 3% override. And it keep on going to L4, there's 2% here. L5, another level open up 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. And then L8, you got another 1.5 override, all of these, okay? And then L9 is 1%. So if you total up is like around 35% um, on total, while uh, we only collect 20%. Okay. So awesome. So these how the bonus works. So all these are just brand new release on this. So let me double check if Alan gonna be or Brigham. But anyway, I'll try to explain this, okay? Um, so the bonus pool. Basically very simple on the if you have three legs and each have 40 cars, right? 40 car party car on these three legs. So you get the 1.5%. Simple as that. Of the entire team company bonus pool. Okay. It said right here, set aside a bonus pool for this. Okay. And then if you build further another one, we call B, 1, 2, 3, 4, another, one more 40 car legs branch, then you get another 1% override. And so, and then if you build C, that's another legs, then you got another 1%. So it's just getting crazy and crazy, okay? Crazier and crazier. But basically, you got be able to override the state that you want to pick if you qualify, and uh, um, only allow for the first 100 will get into B to L6. So if you are 101, you're lot out. Okay. So the first 100 reach L6, beside you getting your, the first 15 will get the Tesla award. By the way, there's still, I believe it's about 10 left. Okay, so it's nothing, nobody there, basically nobody there yet. Okay, so everybody, if you're first time seeing this, it's your playing field as well. Okay, so you can achieve that, and then we got all the renewal year after year after year, and so on and so forth. But for now, just focus on this. Help people get enrolled in, and if you get promoted to L9, which is the ultimate level here, the top level L9, you also receive 20,000 share of the company. So that's where all of us, my eyes, focus fixing on that 20,000 share. And we all know, right? Uber, Airbnb, or whatever, uh, Apple, or whatever company, you get wealthy because you get the shares, right? Stock. So that's what my sharing with you. Let me check if my okay, my own sharing. And then if you have any question, you can open open the mic and ask me about it. Okay. So while I'm pulling up my own case. Of course, I have four cars, but I put one under my, account, and then the other three under my wife account. So I'm showing my case right now.
Andrew, do we
Bless
have
you.
any recommended scripts for opening the conversation?
All it's actually very simple for me. I would just say, like, would you like to save money on your car insurance? You know, and uh, right now, just like if we walk into a supermarket or meeting or something, people getting around, or chamber of commerce, and we just talk to someone and say, hey, would you want to know about want to know there's a program that you can save money on your car insurance. And then
Oh.
I'm just talking to one person. The next thing I see all 9 or people surrounding me, or they stop wherever they're doing, and they start looking your way. Wait. What did you just say?
Sounds like a
Yeah.
drug vacation.
So, yep. So is that Brigham you on? Oh, anyway, so pretty much that is, and then, um, because that isn't, I mean, everybody when they hear it, because we all know it's just so expensive, you know.
Yeah.
So that I would open with that, and then right after that I will say, okay, um, let's obtain your declaration page, and then we can go from there. Uh, and it's actually very easy when you receive the declaration page. If they only have liability on there, you don't see comprehensive and collision on there, right? And if you see they have comprehensive and collision on there, all you have to do is just get out a calculator. You don't need to like use the app and run the quote. You just do it manually. Okay, collision you pay in 300, and comprehensive 300, and collision is 700 for your Mercedes, whatever. You add those two up, and it's like, let's say it turn out $1,000 every 6 months, and you go, what? You only pay 20%, is $200 right now. What? What happened to the other 80%? And so here's my example of my own case here, my own car here. This is how much, $713 I pay to Progressive. And then when I move over to GDM Good Driver, I only pay 129. And then the remaining is 583. That is still in my bank, right? Didn't pay out yet. So if you look under here, under weekly surplus, you see that amount 583 divided by 25 weeks, because that's 6 months. Equivalent to like roughly average about $23, okay, per week. So now here, let's the game begin. So the first week, there's a accident, and I share $2.27. So $23 minus $2.27. So roughly I still have that week I save $21. And then second week, there's no accident in the company. 0 reported. I keep the whole $23.34. I can use this money to invite some friend now and drink, Starbucks coffee, or I write a check every time I go to church, write a check, hand it over, offering, right? Do whatever you want with it. Some people, my own niece, I use the saving of money to set up an IUL account. She's only 21 years old, guys.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Can
So
you
we have.
can you put a copy of this in the chat?
Oh yeah, yes. I would love to.
Thank
I
you.
will put this on. This is my own case. So if you keep going down, basically we got. There's only 2 columns. It's a sharing, column, and there's a saving column, the far right. And if you look on, if you don't have to like super smart about math, I look at the column. This saving column, you don't see 0 or negative, right? So that means good. And then sharing, the first column is sharing amount. So some week there's a lot of accident right here. I share $15 out of 23. So I still save $8 something. So if my case here, it's in the app. If you have your plan, you look into your app, and it's also reported at the And I just finished up my term last couple of days ago. So this is how much I save, 52%. Okay. Because the first I pay 20% out of pocket and then I share 28. And, in Griffin explained the program, he only used 40% saving, you know. So that's not true. I say 52%, not 40. So anyway, I'm just being excited there, but 52%. So, and basically, guys, oh, by the way, it's obviously you have to pay off your car. That's the reason why that we pay off. We just bought a Tesla because Tesla, I don't know why it's so expensive. So um, the insurance is crazy. So we pay off the car. So that way we can join GDM, get the comprehensive and collision and save. So far on that car, we halfway through. It saved almost like $500-600 already for 6 months. So I will
So the
show that.
car, the to qualify, the car has to be paid off.
Correct. Because you can enroll your finance car, but the lender, you know, they they don't recognize good driver yet or
Mhm.
now. Okay. And I believe, lender, the bank, and the insurance company, I would think they collude together. They're working together so they report with each other so they can make money on on the client. That's my way of looking at it. So that's the reason why. But some people, some of us have finance, but they're gonna join GDM anyway. So they increase maximum on the deductible, okay, to 1,000 or whatever that the lender permit, so they can they pay very low in comprehensive and collision, and they jump over to good driver and get 100, you know, out of pocket or whatever, and they still save money. So
Oh,
some cases are like, but some they see it as a business. They say it's right. We're the only game in town. GDM is the only game in town. Not like Uber now. They have Lyft and whatever, out there. Okay, so the opportunity is here, guys. And Uncle Dan, you just raised your hand. I miss you.
Uh, he kind of is asking the same question. So, in order for me to participate in this program, if my car is financed, I can't be part of this program. I'm trying to clarify that.
You can,
Uh-huh.
but like you have to still have to keep the other to match with the lien holder, because they still own the car. So so we work good driver. They've been working to find lenders. I've been reaching out to many other lender, and if some of you know some lender that willing to say, hey, if you accept a good driver, we're gonna have like a load of cars loans for you right now. I will send you a lot of business to your way. Hopefully by this year, 2026, that will be accomplished. But answer your question, yeah, it's up to you. Some people they see it as a business, so they keep the full because they only have one car, right? So they enroll it anyway. But there's some exception, but those that live in the states that we don't accept clients like TS1, uh, my uncle Stan, live in the area that good driver don't accept. I don't know how people drive over there, TS1, but but
Crazy.
so he had a different offer that he got to gear up his client, and then they have to register 8 cars in to get a permanent code. Okay. So there's a way. So I will put on the chat. So no other questions. I'm gonna jump right on with a few minutes, 4 minutes out into his time, or I mean 10. So
I had a
I'm very
question.
excited to work with this,
Can you
gentleman.
hear me?
He is um very knowledgeable, and all he does is business credit and personal credit and bill and help others for life insurance professional like us produce more. So I don't want to steal his thunder. So take it away, my friend and my coach and my partner is Jerry Vaughn. So Jerry, come on. I'll give you the sharing if you need to share anything, sir. All right, welcome, Jerry.
Hey, thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Good morning to all of you and Happy New Year to all of you. Can you guys hear me okay?
You're
And then
good.
Andrew, if you can give me screen sharing, I see that you just did. Thank you.
Mhm.
I will be able to share my screen. So I'm going to do this and hit share.
Guys, since we dealing with business owner, this is awesome, and you don't need license, okay, to do this.
So just a little bit before we get started, just a little bit about me. I'm the founder and the CEO of Guardian Chamber. We're a holistic business strategy firm, but we really focus on three things. We help entrepreneurs grow their business faster than they could on their own through clarity, capital, and control. Those are the three pillars. But the primary thing is to really look at the profit and loss statements and making sure they're taking advantage of what's available in their NAICS code and the SIC codes they set their business on, building their credit strength on their EIN, that tax number, so they don't have to co-sign or personally guarantee money, and then give them control, know the value of it, what levers to pull on to grow the value of your company that you're building. Right now, this someone's just got a side hustle, just selling insurance just to make some extra money. That's not what we're looking at. We're looking at true business owners. We focus on construction, trade, manufacturing, real estate, and medical. We can work with any company, but those are the ones we focus on. They're pretty high risk and they're a mess. So I have a slide here. So I'm going to take a few minutes to go through that. Please write down your questions. I will answer your questions at the end. And then I'll talk about how you guys can add another 12, to 30,000 to your incomes, whether you want to be a strategic partner with Andrew and just pass leads on to us and we'll service it, which you'll get paid monthly, or if they pay for the whole year up front, you'll get a bigger paycheck. Or if you want to be a consultant. And if you do that, the webinar I'm getting ready to walk you through, you would just drive your prospects to this webinar. We'll have these monthly. We'll have these probably weekly as we hit February. So you'll have a time to be able to bring people to it so they can kind of see it. And we'll know that they came from you because we'll give you the Eventbrite link and a QR code if you guys want to put those out on your website or your social media feeds. But it's just for them to come and understand how business credit works, right? You guys can see my contact information that's on this first slide at the bottom, and then you'll see that throughout this webinar that I'm getting ready to walk you guys through, okay? So we'll just get started here. So what we're going to cover today is what is EIN business credit? That EIN stands for what? Employer Identification Number. Some of you may have a TIN, which is a what? Same thing, right? Tax identification number on the business. Your social security number is not your business's business. That's how you have to start out doing anything because it's not because your business has bad credit. It just doesn't have any credit. All of you remember when you graduated from high school? You didn't have bad credit. You just didn't have any credit. So if you wanted to buy a new home or car, you had to get a cosigner. Well, your business doesn't have any credit. So when it needs money, what do you have to do? Cosign for it, right? How do you get the credit you need before you need it? It's not about getting debt. It's about leveraging cash flow at the best rates and terms on your business. No different than Walmart or Google or Tesla does. They're not any different. You have the same power and access on that EIN as they do. You just don't know how to get there because they have a lot more people in the powerful banks that actually pay to do it because they make a lot of money because they finance a lot of things and have bigger bank accounts than we do. And then I'm going to show you what the 7 steps to building that is today. You guys can take a picture of these screens as we're going through it, but guardianchamber.com, you can check more information about what we do to serve your potential members, or even if you would like to try to figure out how you can build your enterprise, we're happy to have that discussion with you as well. So there's 3 ways to fund and grow your business, right? Number 1, how many of you know self-funding, bootstrapping? How many of you all started out that way? I know I did, right? Just put your own money into it, right? And a lot of folks are still putting their own money. They make money and then they do what? They pay all their bills and then they buy all the materials and they just use their own cash. I don't want debt, so I'm just going to use my own cash. Is that a good or bad thing? It's your opinion.
Mm.
But if you could get access to money at 0 to 5% on your business, would you do that instead? I could, right? If I'm only paying 2% on a $250,000 line of credit and I can earn 5% on my money, that's what banks do. You deposit $1 in your checking account, they loan it out 7 to 10 times and charge a higher spread of interest and put their money back into our bank accounts and have FDIC insurance that backs that up in case something goes awry, right? Then you have partner investors, my most non-favorite thing to do. Unless you're wanting to sell it really quickly and you're a tech company and you go on like Shark Tank. Partners and investors, when they take over a company, what do they normally do? They suck the life out of it. You can't get anything done in the next year. They take a big percentage, and then the next year you don't have any money. They'll give you more money, then they end up taking over your company. Right? But that's option number 2. And then my favorite option is building EIN credit, company corporate credit on your tax number. That tax number you have is just like the Social Security number of your personal credit. Okay? So you got to build financial stability. So you've got to build credit on your tax number. You obviously file with that to keep your business and personal assets separate, right? We're going to talk about what happens when you don't build it properly. This will allow you to get the bank's money at corporate rates and terms, not personal rates and terms. And we're going to show you how to get the facts to grow your company with confidence. Okay? So what is business credit? Some of you may know this. Some of you have seen me before. Andrew and I have worked together in the past. But we're really looking to take this thing to a new level in 2026. This year alone, there'll be more small businesses closing this year than the last 10 years combined.
Why?
Because of the cash flow. A lot of MCA loans, those are merchant cash advance loans, credit card stacking. People get loans and they don't understand the cost of those loans and they can't afford them. So they have to close their doors. So they get into bad loans because that's all they can get and they need capital and they think that's going to solve their problems. Things don't work out. Economy, government regulations. I have a lot of medical practitioners I work with that do a lot with Medicaid. And now Medicaid just changed their thing because people were getting money on it. So they shrunk it down and they don't get any reprieve from that till July 1st. So there's just lots of things that happen out of our control. It's not because we did a bad job in our business. It's just regulations, economy, different things. Like a pandemic can affect your business. Yes? Right? So business credit is extended to who? It's extended to your business, not you, the owner. It's also tied to the EIN, not your assets, not your Social Security number, based on a signature that you made. So you kind of look at that EIN, that's your business, right? It's tied to a credit report, operates on a whole different set of things, right? So when you look at your
I'm looking for this.
Someone have a question? Okay, thank you, Michelangelo. So when you're looking at your business credit report on your EIN, there's 3 credit bureaus there, right? There's Dun & Bradstreet, there's Experian, and Equifax Commercial. Everybody thinks Dun & Bradstreet's the biggest. They're only for vendor line of credits, like trade line accounts. They've been around and they're the biggest because back in the day, you couldn't work with the city, state, or federal government unless you had a what? A DUNS number. But they're only for vendors. The biggest one is actually Equifax. If you want credit cards, okay, that's where you're going to need to be. You want line of credit, you're going to have Equifax. And that one's based on a 100 to a 700 scale. You got to get above 600. Experian and Dun & Bradstreet, it goes from 0 to 100. You got to be above 80. Right? So your business has a credit report and a credit score just like you do on the personal side because your personal credit operates off those 3 consumer bureaus. TransUnion is the largest. Then you also have Experian and Equifax Consumer. Your business side, you've got who? Experian and Equifax Commercial, but you also have Dun & Bradstreet for lenders and vendors. Okay? Your Social Security number should not be involved. It's going to happen in the beginning, and that's okay because you're just like I remember my kids, they're 26 and 23. When they moved out of the house, they didn't have bad credit. Dad and mom tried to help them get a credit. They had 700 credit scores, but they still didn't have any payment history. Does that make sense? So there's not a car loan company. that's going to loan them money on a car because it's not because they have bad credit, they just don't have any payment history. So what did I have to do? Co-sign for them. That's what you're doing for your business. Okay? So why do I need it? Jerry, I'm doing fine on my own. You might be talking about, so why do I need it? I'm not sure you do. I never tell you to. I think it's a good thing. If you're looking to build a corporation enterprise that's going to be a legacy or you get to where you sell it, then I think business credit's going to be the best thing you can do for it. Right? Those includes everything you need to build the perfect business credit portfolio because there's different loans for different things in your company. You'll get net accounts, which are like 30, 60, or 90-day pays. That means if you buy $1,000 in product, it's a net 30, you got to pay it off before 30 days. Does that make sense? That's what you're going to start out with. That's what you're going to get a lot of in the beginning when you don't have a lot of payment history on your company. Retail credit cards, lines of credit, major bank cards. You're going to get vehicle fleet credit, gas cards, and so much more, right? Real estate loans, things like that on your company. But you have to build it, and it takes about 5 years to build that. You'll start making progress in that first 6 to 12 months. Okay, you'll start seeing it crank up. But personal credit, how many of you are above an 800 score today? And I'm 57 and I've got a good credit score. I've got a 790, but it's not above 800, right? So it takes a long time. Business credit can happen really quickly because it doesn't have all of the variables. Over 4 million people use their personal credit to finance their personal lives and their business lives. Everything that you pay for, including your utilities, are reported on your personal credit. On the business credit, less than 10% of all vendors and lenders report your on-time payments. And that's the only thing that they look at. They need you to use money and pay it on time. Use money and pay it on time. The more you use, the quicker you get to the finish line. So it can happen as quickly as possible. I've had people get $720,000, on their business in less than 12 months, but they're using 20 to 25 vendors and lenders. Okay, you don't have to do that, so it just depends. And that's why we work with businesses one-on-one based on their needs. Okay? So once again, dropping back why you need it. It's really what? The cornerstone of your business portfolio. If you don't, who's your business always going to rely on? How many of you are very comfortable with being the co-signer and actually backing up everything in your business? I know Andrew is. He loves it. He likes to personally guarantee everything for his business. No, he doesn't. He's looking to get out of this himself, right? So no personal guarantees for a lot of what you need. If you go get a SBA loan, that Small Business Administration loan, they're always going to ask for a personal guarantee. Those are government-backed loans, but those are good loans. A lot of you can't get them, but once you get your business foundation put in place, get a good corporate score because it needs both. Then you'll be able to get a SBA loan, right? And then 80% of that's backed by the government, 10% by the bank, and 10% by you. So those are good loans. Those are buy big properties, buy commercial buildings, get big loans, maybe buy another business, right? That's already profitable. That's what SBA loans are great. So we're not a loan broker. We don't do loans like Andrew and you guys do. We just understand all loans, the requirements, and which loan's the best. And there's over 1,000 funding companies that'll get you money at the best rates and terms, but it's not the local banks where you're depositing your money today. You'll get higher credit limits. You get 10 times the amount of money that you'd ever get yourself personally. Now, you guys talk about insurance premiums. Do you know a business credit, personal credit actually affects your insurance rate personally, doesn't it? It does. Well, guess what? Your business credit on your commercial liability insurance, you can get lower insurance premiums too. Okay? Access tens of thousands of dollars quickly, and then you'll access all the money your company's going to need, and it continues to build year after year, month after month. It's about having access to it so you don't have to qualify for it. So if you wanted to buy a business or a pandemic came or you had an opportunity to go and buy somebody else's business, wouldn't it be nice to be able to have that money available to seize the opportunity? That's why EIN credit's so valuable. Why do you think Walmart can solve that? They can go buy a piece of property, build a building, rent and lease a bunch of stuff off to the right or left side of the building, charge a lease, have their mortgage paid for, and when it's paid off early, then they have passive income. How does Wall Street do it? We're in the business of serving Main Street, not Wall Street. But you have the same advantages. Just because they're bigger doesn't mean that they have access to things that you don't have access to. It's just nobody's teaching it. The CPAs, the accountants, the EAs, the banks. You think banks are going to want you to figure this out? No, they'd rather you personally guarantee everything. Why? Because they can come get your vacation home, your classic car collection, your 401k. They can come get all that if you don't do it, and even though it wasn't your fault. There's a better way because they're not backing up their money. They're not. Okay. So the whole question is you have that LLC, that limited liability company, and some of you might say, well, yeah, I'm good. My stuff's totally separate because I'm an S corp or C corp or incorporated. Those are tax filing strategies. Has nothing about you, Pearson. As soon as you put your social security number on it or you co-sign for the loan, now your assets and your personal liabilities are on the line for the loan for your company. So your corporate veil is there to keep lawsuits and financial creditors and predators from coming and get all the stuff you worked hard for. But when you co-sign or use your social security number, now you're piercing that veil. So now they have access to it. There's a better way we show you how to do that, right? So if you look at EIN credit versus personal credit, how do you truly separate? See, at the middle of the screen, you've got that barrier with a lock on it. Hey, you want your business to be in its own lane, personal credit to be on your own lane. When we help people build their business credit, their personal credit automatically starts rising. Why? Because all the business credit cards you have are personal guarantee. They're tied to you. Okay? So if you use over 30% of the credit line, so if you got 10,000, you got 5,000 on it, your credit score is going down because you're over the 30%. Okay? Loans are tied to you, and then you're buying cars for yourself personally. You might buy a car on the business if you're in construction, and you can only buy so many, and then it really starts putting a lot of pressure. Now you're overpaying for your personal insurance, your personal expenses, and everything else because you're just trying to do the best you can. So as we take a look at those things, what are we going to be doing, right? Different. So the 7-step process that we have, you got to do it in the right order. You can't skip the line. Remember, it's not like personal credit that happens automatically. It doesn't matter what you do, everything's reported. Okay? You got to set up your EIN foundation first, and it has to match everywhere. Then you got to get your EIN verification done, and then you got to start building credit. We call it tier 1, 2, and 3. You can't get in the promised land of tier 4 unless you go and follow all these steps and do it in the right order. Okay, you're going to have AI engines out there that say they build corporate credit. You're going to have financial brokers say, hey, just get a DUNS number and a business credit card, and you're off on your way. They're marketing to you. They'll sell something to you for 500 or 1,000 bucks. They'll show you a system that does it. It's not that easy because if it was, all of you'd have business credit, right? So they're just trying to get you a loan, and that's what they're going to do, right? Their job is to get you a loan. They know something about business credit, but not to the details. So there's the right people and the wrong people, right? So just know that these are the steps it's going to take you to truly build a robust credit profile and score on your corporation on that EIN. Okay? Whoops, let me go back here. So how do you get it fundable? So pay attention to this. This would be a good thing for you guys to take a picture of yourself personally, right? We're all about relationships and education. We do free webinars. We got a YouTube channel. You go to our website. You can download our free guide. You have to have your business phone number. Can't be a cell phone number. And it's got to be registered with 411. How many of you use 411 to look up a number? When's the last time you guys did that? Uncle Dan, what's the last time you did that, right? Use 411 to look up a phone number.
I can't remember.
I think of me, it was in the early 90s. Remember when you used to go to the payphone, dial 411, and you say, hey, Guardian Chamber, and the operator say, hang on 1 minute, I'll connect you?
Yep.
Well, if your number is not a VoIP or a landline, it's not registered 411, it's automatic knockout for a lot of lending and mending. Okay, and you can't go to 411 National, it doesn't exist. You got to go to what? Like a Yellow Pages or a White Pages and register your number. It's an infiltrated digit. So it's not an easy thing. Go Google it. It doesn't tell you how to do it. You have to have a company email, and it cannot be jerry.guardianchamber@gmail, Yahoo, hotmail.com. And some of you might still be using AOL. Any AOL users still out there? Right? It has to be tied to your website. It has to be jerry@guardianchamber.com. When I go to guardianchamber.com, it has my website. You have to have a website too. It can't be a Facebook page. It can be a GoDaddy account, but you have to have a website and you have to have a company email. You've also got to have your LLC and EIN's got to be registered with the Secretary of State to state. It matches all that information. Then on the right side, you're going to see a business bank account, merchant services, credit card processing. And your address can be with a registered agent like your attorney or your CPA, because they'll charge you 30 bucks a year to mail all your stuff to you, or you can use a company like Northwest, pay 125 bucks a year to mail the stuff to you. But it can't be a PO box, a UPS store, mailbox, etc. Those are just fancy PO boxes. Why is that important? Why won't a corporate lender or vendor loan you money? If They know that what? What percentage of businesses close in less than 5 years? 47%. Almost
Mhm.
5 out of 10 close in less than 5 years. 3 out of 10 close in the first year. Okay. Then what happens when we get to 15 years? 1 out of 4 make it. 3 out of 4 don't make it past 10 years. So if they know that, so if you don't have a business line, a website, a company email, a business bank account, you're not registered, and you don't have credit card processing, does that look like a real corporation or a side hustle? They're not going to loan you money. So they're always going to come after you and tell you to co-sign for it until it grows up, goes from a child to an adult, right? Because I always say this is not high school, this is not college, this is the pros. You won't get pro money to your company unless you've done everything the right way. I hope that makes sense. Okay? So you got to start with what? Starter accounts. Those are typically net accounts, or they're security backed funding. Some of you are like, I don't want to get that marathon gas card. They want me to give 500. If I'm going to do that, I'll just use my own. No, no, no. It's security back. All that means is you give them 500. They give you a $500 gas card. Why they ask for that, by the way, most of them give you interest rates on the money they're holding. They're holding that in a account. So what happens is, let's say in 6 months, your business doesn't so well and you can't pay the credit card bill. They don't want to destroy it. It's called a secured credit card or secured financing. So the money's in there. Once you build that reputation over the next 6 to 9 months, they'll give you your money back. Now you'll have it on your company.
Hmm.
But if you can't make the payments, they know they've got your money so they can get their money and it doesn't hurt who? You.
You.
Okay? That's why they're called secure. There's nothing wrong with those, but those are starter accounts to start building payment history on what? Your company. And then we're going to start expanding that vendor credit. The first tier is not as fun. There's things you haven't recognized. You got to play the game. I cannot change the way the game's played. I hate business credit and I hate personal credit. I don't like either one of them, folks. I don't. I don't. It's a game. Typically, the people paying the most or can't get money are the people that are the poorest. Okay? Doing the best they can, they just can't get it. But I can't change the way the game's played, but I can show you exactly how to play the game and do it better and use the system to help you improve what you're trying to accomplish in your business. If it's the right strategy, right? And then once you start using those vendor accounts, now you'll start getting store cards like Lowe's, Home Depot, Wayfair, Granger, things like that, right? So things that you'll see bigger names that you'll be able to use, right? And you have to apply for them. You got to spend $50 to $80 per transaction or it won't report because all the 10% of the vendors and lenders that report to the business credit bureaus your on-time payments, it costs those guys money. So they make you spend $50 to $80 per transaction. Why? Because it has to be cost effective. They got to pay Dun& Bradstreet to post your on-time payment. Get this though. What Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax and Credit say, if you don't make your payment on time, it's free to report your late payment or no payment, but it costs them money to report your on-time payments. Doesn't that sound a little backwards?
Yeah.
So who do you think they're in it for, you or them? Right? This is the game, so you understand it. Then you use them every month and pay them on time. I'll tell you to pay all your stuff 3 days early, because if you pay at the date it's due and it doesn't post till 31, your personal credit score, how many days do you have before it hurts your credit score to pay your bills late? How many days do you get to pay your bills late?
30 days?
Huh?
30 days?
29.
29, I mean.
30 days, now it's going to hurt your personal credit score. Corporate credit score, business credit, if you pay it 1 day late, it hurts your company's credit score. Okay? So like Dun & Bradstreet, if you pay all your bills on time, you'll get an 80. That's all you need. If you pay them all 20 days early, you'll get a 90. If you pay them all 30 days early on average, you'll get 100. Do you need 100? You don't. So it's about applying for the right vendors that report. Try to find that online. They don't make it easy, right? Use those vendors and lenders, purchase those things, and pay them on time. That's all you got to do. That's all it takes to build a robust credit score. It's not how much money, how much EBITDA you have, how many times have you heard you got to be in business for 2 years? That's crap. It is at the local banks. That's traditional financing. That's the brick and mortar, the pro shops at where? Home Depot and Lowe's and Menards and ABC Supply. Because you're going into the store. If you go online, You can get a corporate account and get access to money now. It'll start out as a net and eventually turn into a revolving line of credit. Okay? So once you use those starter accounts and net accounts, those retail accounts, now you'll get access to tier 4. And that typically takes 12 to 18 months. You'll get vehicle purchasing and leasing, equipment financing, real estate financing, lines of credit, and corporate cards. Corporate cards, you can get 0%. So if you wanted to go out and buy a piece of equipment or you want to buy a piece of property, I've got a guy in Texas that's got $2 million now on his corporate credit card, and he gets 0% for 18 months. So a guy buys the property, rehabs it, flips it, and pays nothing. Now, if you don't pay that off in that 18 months, they're going to charge you the interest from day one. Does that make sense? But it's not a balanced transfer. It's on every purchase you make. That's the advantage of corporate credit. That's where you get 0%. Today's world, equipment, vehicles, and lines of credit are anywhere between 2% to 3% currently today. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? But you got to do it to make sure it makes sense. So it's possible, it just takes time. You got to do it in the right order. You got to use and pay and get things to report your on-time payments. Okay? Every business credit, there's only 2 business credit cards that report. American Express business cards don't report. MasterCard and Visa business credit cards don't report. Wells Fargo, Bank of credit cards, PNC, and only ones that report are Capital One Spark cards and Chase Ink cards. But you have to tell your banks to report them or they won't. They don't do it automatically. You have to tell them to do it. Why? Because it costs them money. Okay? So the benefits, that's just a couple, guys. Business credit benefits, and this has been done by over 50,000 businesses with us since 2007, right? You get approval regardless of what your personal credit score is. It doesn't matter what your personal credit score is. No guarantees. The business is financing and standing on its own financial legs. Not going to run any credit inquiries. Now, some of them will ask for your social security number to make sure you're not a what? A bot, and you're tied to the business. So they're going to check that. So when they ask for that, they're not guaranteeing it. They're doing that to make sure it's you. They're protecting you because business credit can be the biggest fraud vehicle. It's not as easy to fraud personal credit as business credit because business credit's online. It's open to the public. You're going to get 10 times the amount of money that you're going to need based on the expenses and revenue that you have. You're going to get those low rates and terms. They change all the time like personal rates, but still better than what you're going to get on personal rates. Everybody goes, why would I get a 2% deal at the same Chevy dealer that's been charging me 9%? Who do you think buys more trucks? A construction company or an individual? Construction company. Okay? And then you get it quickly. Within 7 to 14 days, you'll get approved. Okay, but if you already have it already built, then you already have access to it, and it'll take you, 24 to 48 hours to get your money. Okay? So now just imagine that you can live in a world where you know and you know that you know why. Your business will never be turned down for credit. Your family assets, now that what? Corporate veil, that shield, that LLC now will protect your assets personally. They're going to come after all your business assets, just not your personal assets. You didn't go into business to do really well and buy cars and houses and vacation homes and portfolios of money to have the business go bad outside of that due to a pandemic or something like that and have all the stuff you worked hard for go away, did you? Only way to do that is build corporate credit. You'll always have the capital to survive any storm like a pandemic, right? Meet the needs of your operations and then to seize opportunities to grow and scale. To advertise. When economy's down, you don't pull back, but that's what we do because we're not making money. We can't spend money. What if you had corporate credit? Remember what Walmart did to Kmart back in the 80s? Is Kmart around anymore? No. Montgomery Ward, they were the big electronics store, wasn't Best Buy. They're gone. Sears. Sears should have been Amazon. But that wasn't anything to do with corporate credit. Those old guys just thought they had the biggest catalog worldwide and they'd be great, and they're gone. Okay? Look at Blockbuster. It's gone. It should have been Netflix. They still want to change. That has nothing to do with corporate credit. It just talks about can you seize and be nimble and pivot when times change. Okay? So this is the time where I ask you guys if you have any questions about what I presented to you today. And this is what we do. This is how you guys can bring all your prospects into a webinar, get them interested. I'll do all the work for you, and then we'll help get them closed, and it puts money in your pocket, and you're helping protect them and help them build a business that's going to grow and thrive without, risking their assets or taking a lot of the risk off the table of them personally. Questions?
Yeah. So how we get started? What's the next step?
Next start is you would get with Andrew and let him know that you're wanting to do this, and then he would let me know, and then I would set up a time we would talk, answer your question, make sure this is the right fit for you, decide whether you want to be a strategic partner, which is more of a referral partner, which you make 10%. And if you want to be a consultant, and we would train you and I would guide you and do most of the work until you learned it, you'd make 25% on your deals then. But those are what we do for you. You just have to decide on where you're at, and we can help you determine that. If this you have interest, my goal is just to sit down with you and answer a question, make sure this is the right fit based on what you got going on and where you're wanting to. But if you're wanting to add another 10 to 30,000 or more to your income this year, I'm confident you can do this because this isn't a blue ocean. This is a good hook. Life insurance, everybody has it. P&C insurance, everybody has it.
Mm-hmm.
Accounting, tax things, everybody has this. It's a red ocean of there's over 46,000 accounting and CPA firms across the country, right? How many people are truly doing this? There's AI engines out there, financial brokers that offer fundability engines for 1,000, but they're not helping them do it. I used to sell that stuff too. 92% weren't successful doing it because it's a lot of work and they don't know where to go. We have concierge service. They get a dedicated advisor to do most of the work for them. I just can't call the IRS and have their address changed. They have to do it. And sometimes you got to be on hold for 2 hours to get that job done. It's not me, it's the IRS. Okay? So that's how you get started, is just let Andrew know you guys are part of his team. I'm partnering with him to offer this service so I can help prop you up, or you can just add it, send it my way, and you guys will make money for doing nothing like you do on some of the other products that Andrew set up for you guys. So by just referring it, you'll get money. Or if you want to make this part of your practice and make a lot more money and make this more of a staple and foundation in your practice, we can help you do that too. Okay?
All right. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Jerry. So
And there's your takeaways and my information. If you guys have any questions, my email's listed there if you guys want to take a picture. But I just want to let you know that's what we do in the webinar. These are takeaways that you must do or you'll never build corporate credit. It's not about getting a business credit card and getting a DUNS number. It's much more than that. Okay?
all right. So take down Jerry contact and then reach out to him. And then if you have client, again, refer and make money. And if those of you say, hey, I love to do this, then talk to him about that. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you all. Thank you so much for your time
I
and
like
listening
that.
today. Yeah, if you guys haven't got it yet, you can turn on all kinds of things. There's all kinds of special effects you guys can use on Zoom to have fun with your clients, whether you're doing thumbs up, right? It'll do a little thumbs up or you do a thumbs down. Right? Do all kinds of different things that you guys have. So have some fun. AI is a lot of fun to work with. But thank you so much. God bless you all. And then I'll look forward to hearing back from you, Andrew. And then you guys got my contact. Feel free to send me an email or send me a text. I'm happy to get my calendar and talk to you for 15 or 20 minutes, see if this is the right fit for you.
All right.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome. See you guys.
All right. Thank you. So next person is, I believe, is Mike. Are you ready, Mike?
Hey, Andrew, I just
Michelangelo.
Sorry, I just signed somebody up for GDM.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
why I was missing on the meeting. Did Michelangelo have a chance to go up? He had some stuff that he just wanted to show really quick.
Awesome.
I know he's on.
And I'm not ready yet. So
okay, Mickey,
take your time. Okay. I'll be ready in like 10 minutes.
Mickey's going to come on. He had some really cool stuff. I gave him a link for his FICA tips, and he wants to show you, I think, how we can use it now in his really cool virtual business card. So take it away. And I'm here. I'm fine. I got my code works, and I signed up another GDM. So go ahead, Mickey. You got the floor.
You're muted, Mickey. Let me see if I can unmute you. You're muted. Can hear you.
Mickey, you're still muted, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
Okay. There you go. Now you're live and nationwide.
That was my AI. That wasn't really me. No, I'm just kidding. How you guys doing today? Hey, listen. When someone meets you or clicks your link, are they studying you, right? Are they studying you or are they deciding on you? Like if you meet somebody, if you're selling them something, right? For the salespeople, when you go there, you give them your card, or you give them a link to your website, what do you think they're doing? Right? Does anybody know? Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. You have 5 to 9 seconds to make a first impression, right? So that's what it is psychologically. Most digital cards don't win that window. They just move info online. So I created a virtual business card called VBiz. Okay. And what this does, it has an invisible advantage. An invisible advantage is the psychology behind what's really going on. So traditionally, you give someone a paper card, they go home, they got to turn their computer on. We all know how long that takes. Then they got to go to your website. That's if they ever make it there. And then they got to read through between 4 and 6 pages of just nothing, right? So it's all about bravado, ego. And then there's like 12%, 18 to 12%. I used to design websites of what people are really looking for. That's what they're going to look for: your reviews. They're going to look for your mission statement. They're going to look for your services. They're going to look about you. And if you're a construction guy or a plumber, they're going to look at your photos. They're going to look at your videos to see what kind of work you do. So I came up with it with a virtual business card that actually is it has an invisible advantage, and it makes you memorable, because nobody remembers anyone who gives a card, right? What do we do with our paper cards? We throw them in a glove compartment, we throw them in a car, we wash them in our pants, whatever it is. But the vast majority of people don't keep those, right? So I would like to share my screen, if that's okay.
Yes, you have the share.
All right, you guys see it, the invisible advantage there?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to show you the invisible advantage, and then I'm going to show you the card. I'm going to post my card on the chat so you guys can see. So here it is. The invisible advantage, right? It's the hidden structure that makes people feel something, trust you faster. Let me turn it down a little. So this is the anatomy of the cards that I made, right? Down at the left-hand side, you have the dynamic intro video where the paint is. Then it goes to your profile. From there, it goes to your profile. Well, it goes to your logo, then your profile. Then you have a scrolling navigation bar. And on the scrolling navigation bar, I put everything on there, everything that they need to know about your business. Yeah. And then call to action button so they can make the decision to work with you. Every element on these cards are intentional. And we don't just toss information on the screen. We build a journey for them to see. So we walk them right through you. First, we do it with the emotional hook. They scan the QR code, these dynamic intros come on, and you know what? I've never had anybody, when I'm explaining to them, turn and look at me. They're always watching the video, right? And I make these 5 to 9 seconds because you have 5 to 9 seconds to make a first impression, right? And they know if they're going to work with you. And they create emotion, right? When they create emotion, you're going to be remembered. And 95% of all business, 95% of decisions are made on emotion. So this guy on the right, this one right here with the airplane, he's a travel agent. This other guy's a construction guy. And on the left is Mike Reed. He's an attorney.
Mick,
Hey,
Yeah.
Michael, we don't see.
your
you're
screen is
on
not
there.
moving, Mick.
Oh yeah.
So you got to go to reshare your screen. That's what you have to do.
Let's see. I don't know why I have so much problems with this. I have a million Zoom meetings a day, but when someone else has me do it, I don't understand. Click to exit full screen. Can you see that?
It still stay on one screen.
Hey, Michael, stop the share.
Yeah.
And then go to your the site that you're on. That's what you have to do. So you got to stop your current share, then go to your the page you're on, and then you just reshare it. Then you'll see it.
You got it? Yeah, I see it.
I still came back to the invisible advantage one.
Yeah, that's what I'm explaining, the invisible advantage.
Okay, so
Let's see.
all right.
It's still there?
Yeah.
There now we're seeing the
Okay.
movement and everything.
All right,
There we
awesome.
go.
All right, guys. So The invisible advantage is a hidden structure that makes people feel something, right? It's the psychology behind everything. When I created this, I love psychology. I read 235 books in psychology over the past 17 years. I understand sales. I was the number one salesperson everywhere I've been to. I worked in the New World Trade Center for Network Capital selling mortgages. And I was the number one because I read books and I understand people, right? So this, on top of just being engaging, it's all psychologically based, okay? So this is the anatomy of a VBiz card. On the left-hand side, you have the dynamic intro video. Next is the profile. So from the video, it goes to your profile. Then it goes to, there's Sheldon's card right there. It goes to a scrolling navigation bar. This scrolling navigation bar tells everything about you. It has your mission statement, your services, your reviews, your licenses, your certifications, everything that people need to know to make an informed decision about you immediately, okay? And not days, weeks, or never, because we all know that 88% of all business cards are thrown away within the first week. And then call to action buttons. So this is the first thing, the emotional hook, right? Like I said before, people make a decision within 5 to 9 seconds. So what I did is I created, when you scan the QR code, it goes into this dynamic intro video, right? This is Mike Reeds, he's an attorney. The next one is a construction guy. And the last one on the right with the airplane is a travel agent. So these things grab people's attention. And I would catch someone, he's like, I say, do you have a minute? They're like, I don't have that much time. I say, listen, just take a look at this. When I show it to them, they go through the whole 5-minute preview with me and don't even say, I gotta go. They're just engaged and they're just like enamored with what I have. They love it. All right. And it just grabs attention and they remember it. No one's gonna remember your paper card. So now the next thing is the scrolling navigation. I created the scrolling navigation bar, and that's the true invisible advantage. I created that so your potential clients can make an informed decision about you in seconds, not days, weeks, or never, right? So the scrolling navigation bar is the true invisible advantage of the card. We put the information in the exact order that the brain wants to see it, and how people look up your information on a website. So who are you? What do you do? Can I trust you? And how do I reach you? There's no clutter. There's no guessing. Everything is right there. And if you look at these cards, you see right here, this guy's got a certificate and his license. He's got his pictures. He's got pictures of what he's doing, of the work that he does. He has videos. He has everything that's going to make people want to work with him. Proof and credibility. This again, they go through your card, and it's proving to them that you're valuable. What would you do if you had someone, they had their home improvement contractor's license and their insurance, or like Sheldon's, he has all his licenses up there. And then there's some of my customers, they have the Better Business Bureau. Wouldn't that make you feel safe? Wouldn't you want to work with someone like that instead of saying, oh, is this guy legit? Especially if someone comes up to you and says, hey, I'm down the street, moonlighting down the street. Would you like to, if you ever need a plumber, here I am. And then you just give him a card. You don't know anything about him. This right here, he can walk you right through it in 5 minutes, and you say, wow, okay, great. You see their work. You see their verifications. You see what other people are saying about them, right? Because nobody cares what you say about yourself. They care about what others are talking about you. All right. So we bring in reviews, before and after photos, testimonials, videos, events, and licenses. All right. And we place them where they naturally answer, can I trust this person or company? And behind the scenes, you guys can track your analytics and tracking, and keep an eye on the phones, right? So when you get a card, you can track who's looking at your Facebook, who's looking at your Instagram, who's looking at your WhatsApp. Here, 32 contacts, 25 Facebook, 13 Twitters. And this is great. So companies charge you to do this. We put it's all inside the card for you, right? So if you want to know, say you get 1,500 Instagram clicks and 500 Facebook, well, that would tell me, let's put money in Instagram because that's more people are looking at it. All right. It tells you how many times your card was open, which buttons were clicked, which sections are getting attention, right? That allows you to tweak your message, your video, and your layout over time. And you're not guessing. You're making database decisions. And now this is the end. So you guys see this QR code? I'm going to show you how it works, and I'm going to walk you through it. So if you guys can scan that QR code right now, and I'll walk you right through my card, okay? And Stephan has cards, Sheldon has cards, Uncle Dan has one, Stan's getting one, Andrew's getting one. So I mean, and they love it.
Andrew, when are you getting your card?
I'm getting all my logo and everything together. So
Okay.
that's the hold up. I'm in 100% for sure.
And Andrew, just so you know,
Hmm.
you said that I needed to put Vietnamese on there. And that's
Yeah.
another feature we have. You can change the Spanish, English, Italian, Vietnamese,
Yes.
Polish, Russian, right? So
Hmm.
we'll make it in American and you just click the button. So say there's an about me, it says, oh, my name is Andrew Young, and I do all this stuff. And guess what? It'll change it to whatever language you want it to change it to. So and that's
Awesome.
awesome. So does everybody scan that?
Can you expand it? It's too small for me to grab.
Is it? All right, so I put all right. How do I expand it on here? Because I can't expand it on my computer, can I? Or Zoom? Oh yeah, I can zoom it probably.
Mickey, if I'm correct, if somebody wants to change the language of the card, they can change that, correct?
Yeah, they can change it by themselves.
Yeah, so
That's
you
what
hear,
that's
you hear what I'm saying, Andrew? I mean, whoever's looking at your card, if they want to change the language on there, they can.
Yep. Hmm.
so. Can you guys? Is everybody having a hard time with this? I'm able to put the phone right up to your phone, right
I
to
was
the.
able to scan it, no problem.
Yeah, I scanned it. So whoever can scan it, let me tell you what's going on. There's a dynamic intro video. That's what I explained to you, right? And after that video, right, there's another chance for you to be speaking. So 86% of all people would prefer to 86% of all buyers prefer to purchase something from someone with a video as opposed to a static image. On the left-hand side of my face is all social media. It's all clickable. You guys don't have to click it right now. You can do it after. On the right-hand side was access to that back where you can get your analytics and tracking. And right underneath there is where you could change your language, right? Change the language that you want to do. Okay. And then at the bottom, there's my info. All your information is here. It's all clickable, one click. If you want to call me, you call me. If you want to send me an email, you just click it. If you want to go to my website, just click it. If you want to go to watch my commercials, just click it. It's super, super easy. And if you look close, I added the FICA tax credit on it right there. So if I click that, it goes right to my FICA tax credit. So you guys can put all that on there. And any other things that you guys want to put on your on your phone. So if you have other companies, your insurance company, or if you're doing the whatever Andrew's doing with his finance company, you guys can put all that on. Not only does it go there, it will also go on the on your back. So this scrolling navigation bar. You guys see all those icons down there?
Mickey, can you make it so it's just the QR code
What's that?
on the screen?
You're having problems with it still? Let me get.
Yeah, I can't. It won't pick up that little QR code.
Hey, since this is your presentation, go in there and do presentation view.
Let me see.
Or that's your Canva.
Yes, Canva. Let me stop.
Yeah, if you can expand your Canva, just.
I got this and that. You guys see that?
Oh,
Yep, there it is.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. That's it.
How do you build this tech company and can't do that? All right.
Yeah.
So
you just answered my question there. Awesome. Yeah. So that's what I've been trying to get everything together.
Yeah. Well, if you just call me, I'll walk you through it. We'll do it together. That's not a problem.
Okay.
So, also, guys, if you want your location of your business, you just click on it and it goes to Google Maps and it gives your potential client your address to where they have to go. So everything's here. They don't have to go online. They don't have to do anything. This is virtually a mini website in your hand. And except you don't have to pay an astronomical amount of money for a website, right? So to maintain a website, we charge people $50 to $500 depending how big it is. For this card, it's only $8 a month. It's nothing, right? And it's a $50 setup fee. So if you want to share it, you guys can share it in there if you click the share button. Are you guys with me on this? So you just go through there, sharing. You could hit the copy button. It copies your URL link to your clipboard, and then you can send it out to email, SMS, text, and anything that takes a URL. But on the bottom, you guys have to look at the bottom. All those icons at the bottom, that's your scrolling navigation bar. That's what I created so that your potential client can make an informed decision about you in seconds. And that's everything. So if you go to the bottom, you hit the blue guy, that's an about me. The next one is the scroll. Is the mission statement. The one after that are the services that I offer. Then the work that I do. Then there's videos. You click on the videos, they're right there. So there's everything you can do. Plus you can put event and media. You guys can put, if you look a little for certifications and licenses, frequently asked questions, 2D explainer videos, blogs. And you don't have to have all of this. Not by any means. We could make it to we white glove it to exactly what you need. But here's the other one. This is what I did for Stan. It's additional services. There. Remember I put the FICA tax on my info? I also put it on my scrolling navigation bar. So it's there twice so they don't miss it. And if you guys have more services, you could put all your services there. Right? And it's all live.
I think you have a question. Mickey, I think you have a question. Sorry. But I think Shannon had Donna and Shannon had their hand up. Did you have a question for Mickey, guys?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear. Say hi to Mickey. Mickey's a nice guy, friend of mine. Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah, I love this, Mickey. I have just a quick question, and I think you might have just answered it, but I make sure that I heard it right. So each one of these, similar to a website, has its own URL. So if I want to add in my talking web chat, I can do that because it has its own URL, right? Similar to a website.
Absolutely. And I want to tell you something. We're growing. So if you need me to code something for you, say, hey, listen, I want to put this on there. It's not a problem. Give me a couple of days. We'll code it out for you. We want to expand it. We want it to be able for everyone to be able to use it.
Yeah, no, I do it myself. So that's why I wanted to find out, because I just needed to know if it had its own URL, then I can do it. So cool. But that's awesome. Thank you.
What do you think of it?
I love it.
My screen's still locked on the QR code. Is it supposed to be moving?
What's that?
My screen is still locked on the QR code.
Nope, it's not moving. It's not moving.
Okay.
And then you have a calendar. We could either put, like I had put on Sheldon's and Stephan's their Calendly calendar, where they can have people book. You could check, you could view it, or book if you wanted to. And then at the end, there's a contact button. So when your client is hot, they just went through everything, right? You walk them through it in 3 minutes. You just show them, because they'll go home and tinker with it again. And plus, they'll show their friends just the same. Okay? Go ahead.
Are we supposed to be seeing something different than the QR code?
Yeah, well, you scan the QR code with your phone.
No,
no, it's just the QR code.
Just explaining.
Yeah, I'm just explaining.
Oh, okay.
So if you scan the QR code, I'm explaining the card for you guys. Because we have a computer version for a PC, but it's not like what you see on the phone, and the phone is 1,000 times better. That's just if you want to work on it yourself, because we also give you access to the back where you guys can work on it, add your own events if you want to, or you could just send me an email or just call me. Actually, I prefer just call me and say, hey. And what happens is any changes you want to make, I make them in real time. You call me, I'll sit with you on the phone. What do you want to do? Change it. I'll change my phone number. No problem. I change it in 10 seconds. It's changed on your phone in 11 seconds. And everybody who saved your contact into your phone, the next time they open it up, it automatically updates. So this thing is phenomenal.
Okay, Mickey, how do we order it? I mean, it's awesome, and we're gonna promote it on our FICA tips call too. We want everybody to get this and be able to use it. So why don't we go over how do folks in the call order the card from you?
Okay, so if you want to order the card, you go to VBiz. I'm going to stop sharing, guys. I'm just going to put it inside and put it in the link in the chat. It's VBizme.com. So Victor, Bob, that's my card. Stephan, do you want to put your card in there? And Sheldon, you guys want to put your card in there?
In where?
Into the chat for them so they can see what other type of work we do.
Yeah.
So it's VBizme.com. And then you just go to the pricing page on the top, on the header. It'll say pricing. Click on that. And you want to hit the one in the middle. It says professional V card, and it's only $8. But listen, I'm giving you guys a promo code. The promo code, because it says $75, the promo code is Christmas 50. And that's compliments of Stan. So
Ooh, Christmas 50. Hee.
and Stan, I have your 50 cents. That's
Thanks,
our
Stan.
Yeah. So Christmas 50 goes from $75 to $50. Guys, listen, I can't convey to you enough, and I'm gonna stop talking. And I'm gonna let Sheldon, who sends me people from California all day long, right? Who they fall in love with his card. Dan has a card as well, but it's phenomenal. When people see this, they get excited, and we all know that excitement sells. We're all in sales, right? We're all in sales. We got to get people excited. We got to get them amped up. We got to get them crazy, man. You got to get that energy right into them. I'm good at doing that just myself, right? So it's just when they see this card, and like I said before, I could stop someone. Oh, I don't have enough time. Hey, Frank, listen, just do me a favor. Take a look at this. So he takes a look. They never stop looking at it. All I say, this is great, right? And I get those 3 yeses, right? We all know what that is for sales. I just get them to do it. So, and they love it. And it's phenomenal. And the more you guys tinker with this card, you're going to see how much. And if you have any questions, or if you want me to add another icon to the scrolling navigation bar, I'll do that for you. That's not. I think I did it for Sheldon or Stephan.
We're going to see Mr. Hoity-Toity Black Swan's card. That's what we want to see.
You want to see his card? His card is awesome.
We
Sheldon, put your card up there.
I call him Mr. Hoity-Toity Black Swan for our going to the Newport Yacht Club. I'm never living that one down.
And I want to. Yeah, I know. I want to stop. I want to stop talking because I want Sheldon. I also want Stephan and Dan to explain their experience.
Hey, everybody, click on this. You can see my my QR code, right?
I can see. Let me see.
Yep. Go to my picture since I'm the one who's talking. It'll pop up. There we go.
Yeah, that's nice and clean. Let me try it.
Yep.
It wasn't long enough.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
All right, I'm still talking. So you should see me. You guys see it?
Yeah, I see.
Yes, I'm holding up my phone.
Yeah, I can't get it from the computer from there.
I don't think it's clear enough.
Yeah,
not clear enough. Okay.
Can you want me to send it to your email and you could
yeah, send it to my email.
I'll send it to you.
This is what I'll do because I'm on my tablet. I'm not on my computer.
And Stephan, what about you while I do this? You wanna show them your card?
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was the first person. How this happened was I was using another digital business card service. Dan called me up. He said, "Hey, Sheldon, you need to talk to Michelangelo." I was driving in my car, and then Michelangelo came on, and he sent me some of the things I had just parked. I was going to an event, and I seen it. I was like, "Holy mackerel! I never seen a card like this before." Because I've been using digital business cards for a while. Only time I use a paper card is for drawings, because they'll have a drawing at some of the events. So what I'll do is they say, "You got a card?" It's like, "Oh, I got digital." So I have some cheap cards that has my name and telephone number on it. And then what I'll do is I will drop it into the drawing box. But every time I share someone this card, they go, "Wow." I was just at my, as Stan said, my hoity-toity.
You're going to slap him upside his head.
My hoity-toity high white shoe white shoe law firm event. I shared with an advisor the card. She went, "Wow," because I said I was the first person in California with this card. This is why I tell people, "You got a card? I got a digital business card." They say, "Yes." I said, "Let me share it with you. Scan this." I said, "You have never seen a card like this before." And I'm the first person in California who has
He
it.
just shows up. I didn't put him. I did not put him on.
And I think you need
I'm
to
gonna
move.
stand. I did. Go ahead, Sheldon.
So that's how I market this. When people see it, everybody goes, "Wow." And the cool part, what Michelangelo isn't telling you, you can do video blogs on it, and it's live. If you do a video blog, it would automatically update on the card, automatically. And you can tell your clients, if you got an email list, hey, I just sent out a new blog. Go to my digital card, which you have, and click on it, and you could watch it. So this card has many different functions. Yeah, I know Stephan has it.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yep.
Sorry, that's his QR code. You guys can scan that. Go ahead, Sheldon. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Then I'll let you guys scan it, and then what'll happen is Stephan and I will jump into the next part of our call. But if you don't have this, and I'm like I feel like I'm beating a muted drum. Get the card.
I know.
Yes.
Get the card, guys. I was the first person who did it.
I'm just texting Andrew. I'm like, Andrew, why do you not have one yet?
Get the card.
Yeah, Andrew.
Michelangelo.
One, I'm telling you.
Yep. Michelangelo did it for me in one day. I was stressed because it was a lot of information, but it was very detailed. And then when I got it, it was like, oh my goodness. And then when people see my black swan and then they see how the video opens up, they go, wow, every single person does it. I have not had one person not do it. Get the card. It's a differentiator. This is a black swan card.
Yes, that's right, a black swan.
So that's all, that's all I want to share with you about that. And, Michelangelo, I'm going to keep beating this. There's Stephan. Look at it.
Vicky, talk about this really quick and the benefit of this public card. Because I'm sure there's a lot more to it than I even understand.
Yeah, so at the end, if you guys, you'll see there'll be a hand holding some cards. And we're still working on that, but that's called the public cards. So if you guys are familiar with Angie's List, right? Everybody's heard of that? Angie's List. So in Angie's List, it's like a whole bunch of construction people, and you could go on there and they're all vetted and all this stuff. So VBiz, anybody who has a VBiz card, now within our VBiz community, we can access them. So I live in Connecticut. So if I punch in a few patent attorney in Hartford, Connecticut, my patent attorney is going to show up, right? If I punch in construction company in New Britain, Connecticut, my friend from PR Construction will show up. And we're still working on this. It's not quite done, but I put it out there so everybody can see. It should be done in another week. It'll be perfect in another week. We're just having a problem with the scrolling thing. So we write the code. It's just writing code, and we all know that.
Real quick question. So every once in a while, like mine will change to Spanish. How do I change it back? And is it because somebody looked at my card in Spanish?
No. So what happens? That's just it's a glitch because we just put it out there. So we're rewriting the code right now.
Okay.
So all you got to do is just open it up, hit English, and it'll go back.
Okay.
Yeah. But that'll be taken care of at the end of the week.
So the client, when they receive your the car and then they click the language they want to know, or we had to choose before.
No, they can click the language. They can click the language. So
gotcha.
Let me show you real quick. So
okay, I just
here's the language right here.
Yep.
Yeah, I just switched
click
mine
the
back.
one you want. So let me just put it in Italian.
Yeah, Stephan just clicked it right there.
Yeah, I just switched mine back to English.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's I put mine to Spanish.
Yeah.
So, but also in here, guys, where it's talking about you, that changes the Spanish too. It changes to the language. See? So everything that's written about you changes to Spanish. So it's not just the buttons. Okay. This is exciting. You guys got to get excited. This thing works. Like Sheldon said, everybody's like, wow, this is amazing. How do I get one?
Yep.
So.
Yep. So cool,
right.
everybody. So get it. Because I know I'm looking at the clock and we want to be timely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm all set, guys. I'm all set.
Guys, awesome.
Yep.
And so let's get start moving. Mike, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir.
I'll stop.
We all get excited on the VBiz here.
Okay. Hey, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, on the call and the sharing and the different, things I learned on the call. And I, learned about corporate credit today as well. So, hey, I'm going to cut right to the chase to keep on schedule and really just give you the highlights of the quantum plan. The big highlight is it saves business owners $600 to $900 per employee annually and raises the value of the company while offering zero cost benefits to the employees. Now, the employees do a little better than that. They usually take home an extra $100 a month or $1,200 a year in their take-home pay because of the reduced taxes. But the reality is that this program pays the referring rep, per month per employee. So if you, work your way and get 100 reps, 100 employees, which could be one company or three or whatever combination, it's $1,200 to $1,800 a month, consistent income, almost like a Social Security average check is $2,000 a month. But if you work your way up and get to 1,000 employees, which could still be one company, it's 1,000. It's 12 to 18,000 a month, more like 15 to 18,000 a month. Okay, and so that's good money, right? And it's the life of the contract. It's not for 1 year. It's an ongoing income stream. And so one of the things I learned is that enterprise sales, products that can put you in front of enterprise companies, which the enterprise just means a lot of employees, means a big commission. But when you're selling products that pay renewals for life, a big commission is really good. Okay. So here's the deal. It's fully insured, and that's what makes it crush the competition. 95% of the 125s out there, and there's only like a dozen or so, 95% of them are self-insured. They're governed by ERISA. And when a big company scrutinizes the plan, they walk away. And we've seen that, over years of experience. I've seen it firsthand with Champ over and over and over again. But with the fully insured plan, I've seen the opposite. Because it's approved by their Department of Insurance, no matter what state they're in, because it's all 50, you can land big enterprise accounts and literally, be set for life. And so it's nationwide approved. It has better benefits, higher savings, more employees, and lower fees than any other product on the market. Now, I presented this the other day to a channel partner, which is a big company with thousands of agents. One of their corporate executives who looks at products to add. And as I got halfway through the presentation, he said, if you wouldn't have said it was fully insured, I would have cut this presentation off right at the beginning. Okay. And so I knew that. You guys, this plan is like the best one on the market. He also said we don't want to have just one, so we're definitely interested because we even though we're looking at another one, he goes, this one, we want to have this one too because we don't want our agents restricted to just one. And we have Champ too. It's just this one's better. Okay, this is the number one objection is it sounds too good to be true. There's no cost to the employer or the employees, no net cost. That's important. There's no out-of-pocket cost or no net cost to the employer or the employees. So how does that happen? Who's paying for it? And so the answer is on this slide. I had somebody present, he was licensed, he had the presentation, he didn't show this slide and he had the objection, it sounds too good to be true, and they weren't ready to move forward right away. And I said, did you show this slide? And he said, no. You guys, I always overcome that objection before it comes up by sharing that this is possible because of an amendment to the Affordable Care Act in 2014, allowing employers to offer financial incentives to employees who participate in certain wellness activities. Now, there are great health benefits, but that's not why they're buying it. Let's be clear. Companies are not actively looking, hey, we're looking for a supplemental benefit plan. Said nobody ever, okay? So they're great benefits. They certainly, are happy to offer them to their employees. They're not looking for it, okay? So while it's important that we share this, $1,000 a day if they're in the hospital, $30,000. Those are cash indemnity benefits. $500 for the emergency room, $500 for an ambulance, $1,000 for an accident, $1,000 for surgery, $400 for anesthesia, and $2,500 for a critical illness. That's not like, wow, these are the benefits I was looking for my employees. Now they appreciate this, and the employees will appreciate this, but the employees are the same way. If this thing wasn't putting an extra 50, 80, 100, 125 a month in their take-home pay, they'd probably balk too, okay? But since it's extra money and I get these cash indemnity benefits, I love it. Now, it's the prescription drug plan with 1,100 drugs at no cost, no copay, and telemedicine for the whole family. That's a winner, okay? Because in a company that offers health insurance, half the employees don't get it anyway because the deductibles are so high, the premiums are so high that half the people opt out, or maybe their wife has health insurance. And so this plan gives their entire family, every employee, no matter what their age or health, 1,100 drugs and 24/7 talk to a doctor, anyone who lives at their house. That's a big deal. That's a great piece of the benefits here, including the virtual veterinary care, because Americans really, love their pets, right? And being able to do a virtual appointment is a great benefit. Then there's Zig Ziglar, 6 one-on-one coaching sessions. They are a testimonial. They have the plan. They have 200 employees. Zig Ziglar died himself. His son runs the company, but they have 200 employees on the plan. By the way, there's a slide that I now show that's showing the difference between quantum health and quantum health benefits, because there's a company called Quantum Health. They're out of Ohio. That's not this company. This company is called Quantum Health Benefits. It's a supplemental plan, not a health insurance plan. And so we need to be clear. The email I send to follow up has the link to it. And the website is quantumhb for healthbenefits.com, quantumhb.com. And on that site now, they have a testimonial tab where, businesses are talking about it. Zig Ziglar has 200 employees on the plan. And then there's the wellness piece that generates CPT codes, which are issued by the American Medical Association for the employee reading an article or watching a short video once a month. And if they forget, they send them a registered email, and that counts. But the you guys, the employee's paycheck goes up. That's a winner. That's why we get 100% participation. There's 2 reasons why we get 100% participation. We auto-enroll the company, and then they have 2 weeks before it goes live while they're learning about the plan and the benefits to opt out. No one ever does opt out. You know why? Because they show them, when they're training them on the benefits and how to file claims, they show them their before and after paycheck. And nobody turns down their check going from $33.13 a month to $34.09 a month, a $96 a month or $1,153 a month take-home pay. Now, after almost 6 years now and 200,000 employees on the plan, they have 98% persistency. Okay, a health insurance company would have a heart attack, would not believe that, because health insurance has such a low participation rate. But here it's 100% out of the gate typically, and 98% after 5 years. Okay, and so it's really incredible. But the winner, the big winner, the reason these are popular is because it's not the employee who makes the decision. It's not human resources who makes the decision. It's the CEO, the CFO, or the owner. And in all B2B, you got to be talking to the CEO, the CFO, or the owner. You got to get to the source, not human resources. Somebody who misunderstands this product may think, hey, we got to go to human resources and tell them about these benefits that they're not looking for. No, we need to get to the CFO, the CEO, or the owner and tell them about increasing their profit margin and saving them $7,975 a month or $95,000 a year in FICA tax savings. Bottom line, that's real money. Would you like to save if I could save you $7,975 a month, would you be interested? You guys, we have a new health product called LifeX, and it saved Jonathan Roth, our VP on R&D. It saved him $1,700 a month compared to Blue Shield, $21,000 a year. That's a big deal. Saving money is awesome, right? And so this, you guys, you need a $2 million in an annuity to pay you $8,000 a month. I mean, that's what we're looking for, right? And that's what we're saving them for just 100 employees. What if they have 1,000 employees? 950,000 instead of 95,000. What if they have 10,000 employees? 9.5 million. What do you get paid on this? $1,200 to $1,800 a month, indefinitely. $1,200 to $1,800 a month. If you get 170 of your first sale, it's $2,000 a month check, the same as Social Security for 170 employees. 900 employees is 140,000 a year, the same as a winning lottery ticket. 900 employees. Could be one company, could be 10 companies with 90 or 20 companies with 45. But bottom line, it's great income potential. Now they have 6 plans. Not everybody can afford plan 1, but 90% of the employees on the plan are on plan 1 or 2. They make more than 40,000 a year. Okay. People need that, right, to survive. But this plan will accept people making as little as $750 a month. And so plan 6 has a difference of $50, and this one has a difference of 100, 150, 200, 250, and 300. Most of the people are on plan 1 or 2. And so, but everybody sees an increase in their take-home pay, or they're not on the plan. There's no alternative. It's 100% see an increase in their take-home pay. Now, here's 1,000 employees. Look at what it saves them. Look at the valuation potential increase of their EBITDA, their earnings. 3 to 4.5 million saves them 600 to 900 grand. You think they're interested in that? And you are probably retired off of, if that was one company, or you're certainly not worried about money anymore if you're making 12 to 18,000 a month every month, as long as the company stays in business on the plan. The only reason companies cancel this plan is they go out of business or they get bought by another company. They have 96% persistency, which is considered incredibly good. Okay, now every employee gets a mobile app, and it can be in, every member of their family can download it. It's in multiple languages where they can access the telemedicine, prescriptions, wellness library. Every employee qualifies for all the benefits. It's like Aflac or Colonial on steroids, turbocharged, because no one's coming out of pocket for these benefits, right? Aflac, the average person is paying over $100 a month out of pocket. Here, they're taking home an extra $100 a month and getting all the benefits. Everyone in the company, right? And so we implement the plan, make sure it's seamless. We work with their HR and payroll. I've been on 2 appointments this week, doing enrollments, where I watched the three-member team from Quantum, as well as a person from the third-party administrator with the chamber. It was a chamber of commerce in Oregon, the president of the chamber and their payroll people. And then we'll do the enrollment, the training of all the employees. We handle all of that, show them their increase in their take-home pay, show them how to file claims, show them the benefits. We provide ongoing administration, a report every pay cycle, and we integrate with every payroll software and payroll company on the market today. All we need is a simplified census or a payroll register report for one pay cycle, and we can produce this really powerful proposal for them so they can see and make their decision based on their exact numbers. Here's a real car dealership. I did their proposal. 219 employees saving $182,000 a year. That's serious money. 833 per employee is what the car dealership saved, and the average employee saw an increase in take-home pay of $1,100 a year. Now, I showed this article because so many. Actually, let me finish. On that report, they'll see every single employee's paycheck before and after and the increase, and then they have another tab for themselves to see how much they save per pay period, net of the $35 admin fee in their pocket per pay period and per month. They're saving $79.75 per month on all these employees, and it's listed by name. So that's the proposal we're going to come back with. We show that these 2 articles. This one is not an article. It's a tri-agency ruling from the IRS, Department of Health and Human Services, and Department of Labor, saying the employee can use this money from a fixed indemnity plan not only for medical expenses, they can also use it if they feel like it to pay their mortgage or their rent, meaning they can use it any way they see fit. This article shows how 55 companies in America, including Amazon, Nike, and FedEx, they don't even pay federal taxes. Zero, nada. They avoided $8.5 billion in federal taxes. That's the tip of the iceberg because they received $3.5 billion and paid nothing. $12 billion difference because they know how to play chess. This is the kind of stuff Stephan does, right? We're teaching people how to play chess instead of checkers with their taxes. We're teaching it to small and medium businesses, what large businesses have taken advantage of all along. And so, this is important because a lot of times business owners are nervous about doing something that's totally in their best interest, right? That article wakes them up. Here's a city that with 183 employees, they saved 122 grand. The agent made 2,200 a month, more than the average Social Security. Here's a hospital, 396 employees. They saved 361 grand. The agent made 5,700 a month on that case. Makes 70,000 a year. Here's a university with 2,000 employees. That's 1.7 million a year savings. That's 36,000 a month commission. That was intentional silence to let that sink in. Okay. Okay. You guys, and of course, we can always come back and help them with their health insurance. Health insurance is rigged, it's corrupt, it's out of control. The rates are through the roof. And so they've announced this year, 2026, they're raising the rates more than they have in the last 15 years. Okay. To try to make everybody happy. They raise the rates more, not less. So 60% of companies are looking at replacing their health insurance. We can do that as well. You have to have a health license to participate in that. But we work with one of the top #1 company in the country with 154 carriers, and they give incredible service, support, technology, compliance, annual reviews, make sure they always have the best plan, and 5 dedicated customer support reps. The companies will switch to you, and do a broker of record, and you'll start getting the commission next month without even changing their health plan, with not a single application. They just sign a broker of record, and they'll do that not just for the health, they'll do it for vision, dental, long-term care, short-term care. They have 19 other products they can do a broker of record on, and you'll start picking up the commissions the following month. But you have to have a health license to participate in that. So I appreciate your guys' time. That's what I wanted to cover today. Andrew, back to you.
Hey, Mike, tell them about the one agent, that the health insurance agent, because I seen hers. She sent over the information to you.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up that. I'll pull up that slide on that health. This is the LifeX. Is that what you mean, right?
Yeah, because she helped you, actually helped her do a quantum plan, because you presented it to the partners, and then you said the son was on there, and it's like, they start seeing the numbers and everything. I know you present to a lot of people. It was
yeah, I don't remember what you need to tell me the name of that company.
It was the security guard company.
Okay, I'm going to type in security and see if that's in their name, it'll pop up. Okay, this was the individual one I thought you were talking about, but I have all the proposals I keep on the same folder, and I'll just show you guys. If I don't find that one, I'll show you another one.
It was Geraldine Larson's company, GG.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Security. Knoll Security. Okay, I think.
Yep, that was it. Knoll Security. Yep.
Okay, so here is that proposal. Coming your way. So 46 employees, 31,000 a year payroll tax savings, 677 average savings per employee, and the average increase was 497, because a lot of them are part-time here. So then it shows each employee before and after, and it shows the employer and how much they save on each employee per month, and per pay period. But that's one that we just did, and of course it's a no-brainer, right? Everybody likes saving 31,000 a year, right? Or why wouldn't they want to do that? That's pure profit right back in their pocket.
Yep. So it works, everybody. That's the reason why I wanted Mike to share that with you, because you got to get out there and talk. And I told this person had a relationship for multiple years, and she does group health insurance. She's been doing it since the late 90s, and she knew about Champ, and I told her about Quantum, and she talked to Mike, and they saw Quantum, and she says Quantum.
Awesome.
So that's what I want to share.
Thank you. Back to you, Andrew.
Yeah, Sheldon, jump right in about the FICA tips and the ER3 plans, and then we'll close it up.
Yep. So, hey, everybody, Sheldon Singleton here. Me and Stephan, we're going to be talking about FICA tips, and also the brief on the reinsurance programs. Starting off with the FICA tips, I'm part of a chamber here in California. We're having restaurant week coming up. There's over 60 restaurants, 60. And I told the director of the chamber about it. And then she says, Sheldon, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you she's going to give you the numbers so I can reach out to the chambers, not to the chambers, to these restaurants, because we had restaurant week for many years. The city, some politics happened. We brought it back. Next Wednesday, we're going to have a VIP event. So I'm going to see some of the owners there. And I want to say, what Stephan is going to share. Hey, Stephan, bring it up. Andrew is you have control.
Yep, you guys have it.
So we got a big restaurant week coming up, and the reason I mention it because I'm here in California. I know California has they pay more than the typical other states. Stephan, explain the reason why, in states where they pay a higher amount of money for the wages, what's the difference between a state that doesn't pay as much as California?
Look like Stephan just locked off. Let me check in with him.
I guess it's just you and me, Sheldon, because he's having problems with his internet. But let's just kind of go over the program. We've got a couple of new people on here. I know Uncle Dan said he invited a couple of people to the meeting. So why don't you just kind of go over what is FICA tips tax? Why is it important? And does everybody already know about it?
Hey guys, I'm back on, I think.
Okay,
there
all right,
he is.
Stephan. All right, great. So yes, Stephan.
I'll be on for as long as my internet's really spotty this morning. I think Cox is doing some work in the neighborhood. All right,
Okay.
so what the difference is, like in California, let's just pick on California. So California doesn't have a minimum wage rate. They have a higher minimum wage rate. They don't follow the federal minimum wage rate. So what that is the numbers that we get for the tips, which is a factor in how this is calculated, is typically going to be lower than in other states, because more of what the employee receives is going to go towards their salary, because the minimum wage rate is higher and they don't follow the federal minimum wage rate. So the federal minimum wage rate was set in 2007 at $5.15 per hour. But for those states that don't follow the minimum wage rate, they have their own minimum wage rate, which means more of what the employee gets paid is not considered a tip, but is considered part of their salary instead, which means less is left for the tips. And once you get to a certain wage rate, the number of hours worked is irrelevant, and what becomes important is the number of employees and the tips per week. So in those states, the tips per week is just going to be less because more of it's going towards salary. So the numbers we get, if an employer gives us the numbers for the amount of tips per week and the number of employees, that number is relevant, but it's just going to be a lower tip amount. So they're going to pay $5.15 an hour at least, but they're going to have more or less that are going to be considered tips. That's the difference in those states.
So what does that mean? Will they get that?
Well,
That means
let's put some numbers to let's put some numbers to it.
Okay.
All right. So let's go with 60 employees, $5.15 an hour. But since they don't follow it, they're going to have less. Let's say it's normally $1,000 a week. Okay. But in California, it may be less. Maybe it's $750 in California because more of it went towards the salary instead of going towards tips. So you see the number changed. It went from 2 something. So yeah, so 238,680. And because we went down to 750 per week, because less of it in California would be considered tips, we went to 179. So still valuable, still worth pursuing. You're going to want to target businesses that have a higher number of employees in those states.
Okay, that's the point I wanted to make.
Yeah, it's still beneficial. It's just not as beneficial because more of their wages, more of their tips is overall what the employee gets paid, more of that is going to go towards the wages than in other states.
Okay.
Is that for 1 year, Stephan?
Yeah, this is 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah, this is based on, so let's say that is the tips, it's 60 employees, and in California, it would be 750 per week in tips. That would be classified as tips under their minimum wage rates. Yeah, this is still 1 year. So again, that's what I'm saying. So in those states where they don't follow the federal minimum wage rates, you probably should target businesses that have a higher employee count.
So
To make it worthwhile for you.
How high should the employee count be for a target market?
Well, when you do the math, if everything is set, 3 employees is the break-even point. So I usually tell reps, target businesses that are 10 plus employees. And in California and those other states, and I can go down frequently asked questions and point out the other states. But yeah, in those states, you probably should target more like 15 plus.
Okay.
Because you're going to lose some to the minimum wage rate.
All right, I've got some questions, Stephan. I mean, this looks like a great program, but I got questions, okay?
Of course.
So here's my question. Well, why wouldn't the restaurant already be doing this? Isn't their accountant already telling them this? I mean, why is this a good program and why is it so hot right now?
Yeah, when I got into this years ago, I had the same questions. Why is there so many businesses? Why do 80 to 90% of businesses miss this? And when you get down to it and you start doing a little research, there's a few reasons. One, payroll services don't offer this. They don't offer this as a service. They'll provide to the employer the numbers they need to go after the credit, but they view it as something that the business owner has to go after themselves. They are not going to do it for them, nor are they going to reduce the payroll taxes on a quarterly basis or the federal tax deposits on a monthly basis or even a biweekly basis. They're not going to reduce it for the amount that's not supposed to be paid. They're not going to do it because they view that as a liability. Now they have to do the math and they have to stand behind the math, and they will not do that. So they'll give the employer the information they need to go after the credit, but that's their problem, not the payroll company's problem. So then you take the next step and you go, well, my accountant must be taking advantage of this. Chances are they're not, because they don't have time. So this is it's not as involved a process as ERC was, but it takes a little bit of time to figure this out. And during tax season, they just don't have the time, or they don't even know anything about it. So you're going to find a high percentage of the accountants or tax preparers don't even know anything about this. I mean, if the business owners don't know anything about this, what's the odds that the accountant knows anything about this? So it just gets missed. And for the food and beverage industry, we can go back 3 years plus the current.
Can you pull up the calculator again?
Yep.
Just kind of go over that. Let's use your 60 your employee example.
Yeah.
But let's say that we're not in California and we're doing, I don't know, 1,000 in tips, because that's what I've been talking to people in my area.
Yeah.
And they're saying, no, we're actually doing more than that. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go over the numbers.
All right. So 60 employees making at least $5.15 an hour, $1,000 in tips per week. 40 hours doesn't make any difference how much they work. And that's important. So I can change this number right now down to 5 hours per week. And it doesn't change the calculation at all. And the reason that is because once we've hit this minimum wage rate, it doesn't make any difference how many hours a week we work. The only reason we need the hours per week is I need to know if I'm only getting paid $213, I need to know how many hours, because it affects the calculation. But once you've hit $5.15 the hour, that number stays the same no matter how many hours they work. They can work part-time, they can work full-time, as long as they're getting paid $5.15 an hour. The only relevant numbers are how many employees do you have and what's the weekly tips. The hours per week doesn't make any difference anymore.
Okay, so that's 238. So that's what I'm getting back in total.
238 is a 1 year. That's
You
just
mean I
1
can
year.
get more than 1 year? Oh, come
Yes.
on.
Yes.
That
yes.
can't be true.
Yeah,
Really?
So in the food and beverage, so if you had a restaurant or more than one restaurant, let's say it was 2 or 3 restaurants, and the total count under one EIN number was 60 employees, this would be the scenario for 1 year. So not only for the food and beverage industry, not only can we go after the current year, 2025, but we can go after 22, 23, and 24. And if they've had consistent numbers throughout, then they should have 4 times this.
Okay, now you know what's coming next.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you with them, what's in it for me? Okay, I like the program, but I'm not a nonprofit. I want to make some money. What am I going to make in this?
All right, so let's keep the same numbers. Let's say that's 4 years, okay? Not just keep it realistic. So 4 years, there's the 238,680. And we calculated that. So on so 4 years, we've got some costs for doing the amended returns that have to come off.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. Wouldn't that be 4 years times 238?
Well, it would be, and if you want to follow that scenario, so
No,
then I have to multiply. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do 4 years. I'm anxious to get to make some money.
All right, so now we got 954, 720.
Yep. We showed you whatever that number was for 1 year. So we want to see what.
So now we're asking the client to pay to give up $286,416 of that. Now I once thought that, back when I first got into tax recovery, I thought, wow, clients are never going to pay 30%. Contrary to what I thought, clients are not happy about it, but they'll give it up because they're thinking to themselves, that's 70% that I didn't even know I had. I still get, the fact I have to give up 30% of that to get the rest of it, I'll do that. Yeah. So you brought it to me. I would have never even known anything about it. And I would have missed out year after year. Now keep in mind that the client's missing out. Every year they're missing one. We're going after the current year plus 3. That 4th year out, unless there's a unique set of circumstances where they filed an extension and we're still within that time period, that year is gone.
Okay, so now we're going to come in the quiz portion. Okay, Andrew Ong, tell us, how much is the initial referring consultant going to be making on this deal? Okay, Andrew Ong, you're quizzed. Go ahead.
Let me see. I'll see it right there. Say referral consultant. Can you change that agent to consultant?
I can. It's just an old it's an old worksheet. You can see the file name 1121.
So that producer, basically the producer will get $147,527.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, now what if my friend, Mr. Vondell Boy, hey, Vondell, how are you? What if Vondell is the one that sponsored that particular person? How much is Vondell going to be making?
He got a very nice $18,050.
Wow. Now, how about our new guest, Anna Maria? I heard she's really got it going on. And suppose she had brought Vondell. What's she going to be making?
She got the same amount. Yep.
18,050. Okay. And how about Mr. Sponsorship himself, Uncle Dan? What's he going to be making?
Uncle Dan will get $9,023.
Wow.
On this deal. Not bad.
Those are some big numbers. Okay, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. Okay.
Can you scroll up to show that whole page?
We're going to go back up again to the top. Okay, so listen, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I was involved with the ERC, And, the problem is it took me a long time to get paid from ERC. My clients, it took them a long time, and then I had to chase them to get my payment. So how long is this going to take, and why is this different from getting paid with ERC, Stephan?
Well, first of all, it's hugely different because these are electronically filed return. As long as the original return was filed electronically, we can electronically file the amended return, which means that return gets in the system in about 2 days, sometimes one. So we have an acknowledgement that that return was accepted into the system in 2 days. Now, it's still got to go out to a human being, which is the reason why it takes, 4 to 12 weeks, because it's still got to go out to a human being. And I don't know if you've heard the news, IRS is severely understaffed. So any of the senior people, most of the senior people have left. So they've gotten budgeting, but they can't get the funds. It's kind of a mess over there. So we've got to allow for that time because a human being has got to process this amended return. Now, when we submit the amended return, we're going to give them everything they need to do their job. So the things that we give them is copies of the past returns, which is important because you probably don't know, but it takes the IRS about the same time as it takes a business owner to get a copy of a tax return. They have to request it pretty much the same way. So it takes 4 weeks plus to get a copy of a tax return, which is something they're going to need to determine how much the refund should be. So what we do is provide them a digital copy attached to that amended return, provide them a digital copy of that original return so they can look on their screen and go, yep, the numbers match up. That is probably the original return. So that's one less thing that I have to do. I don't have to request a copy of the original return. We also provide them the worksheets that we use to do the calculation in a digital form so they can see the work that we did to arrive at the numbers. So when you're doing amended returns, you're pretty much doing the job of the examiner for them. So they can get the job. What we want to do is we want to get to as quick a yes as possible.
So they're going to like us because we're doing a lot of their work for them.
Yeah, they do. They do like us. We do we pretty much do their job for them. We know from experience what they need to do their job.
Okay, but I'm still confused here. Okay, so help me clarify my thoughts. So we're going to basically charge the client 30%. Now,
Right.
Are we going to have to wait for the client to pay us?
Nope. That's the other thing that's different about this because we are filing an amended return electronically. And when you file an electronic return, you can bifurcate the refund. You mean you can send a certain amount of money to a financial institution, for example, into our trust account for for a payout to our field. And then the rest of the 70% goes to the client. So they can sign a document, which they would be required to do. And if they're not willing to do that, they're also telling you up front they have no plans to pay us. So if they won't do that, we're not moving forward. So we're when they get paid, we get paid.
All right. Now, what if we have the client that says, look, Stephan, I need this money yesterday. Do we have any financing available?
We're currently working on financing for the client, which you will, once we have that, you'll also be able to get a little bit of an override on. Not going to be a huge thing for you because the financing shouldn't be that long, shouldn't be more than about 12 weeks. But we're going to have that available for clients.
Okay, well, this is pretty exciting. I like what I see. I'm getting paid a lot quicker than I did on ERC. This is wonderful. Now, what am I going to receive if I sign up for Black Swan Business Advisors? I heard some guy named Stan is checking the contracts. I don't know about him, but what am I going to receive once he finally gets to them?
So what we're going to have affiliate back office for you. And right now we're working on getting it to the point where the affiliate back office would have all the marketing material with the attribution on it. So we don't have to have any separate Dropbox or anything like that. So if you provide the materials to a client, we'll be able to see the attribution through the back office. But you'll get a back office where you'll be able to track clients. You'll be able to see what came in, and you'll be able to see what the status is of the client. So once we get a signed contract, as long as we can read the email on there, we're going to send you out a link to the affiliate site.
Hey, Stephan, when we're looking at that back office as a rep like myself, will I be able to see down the other, 3 levels below me as well?
You should be. I'll give you the answers. I got a call at 2 o'clock where I'm going to get more answers about that. Yeah. So right now we haven't done the down levels yet. So
Okay.
we've just been collecting all the contracts, getting people set up so they're in there, but we'll need to put the down lines in there.
Okay.
Stephan, hi, this is Steve. Can you
Yep.
hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I wanted to verify that on the back office that we receive now, when you go to the link where it gives you your page, it has a number after it, like 19 and a half would be my number. Is this already tracking me?
Yeah, it'll be set up, but like I said, we haven't put the down lines into it yet. So it's just right now it's just affiliates. So everybody's one level right now. We need to
Yeah, but in other words, I already got my back office. What I'm asking you is that is my landing page right now coming to me?
It is, yes, because if you've been sent a link to a landing page, it's tied to you.
Okay.
So what we want to do next, and I'll have some answers here at 2 o'clock, is what we want to do is see if there's even a need for the landing page, a separate replicated landing page. If we can make everything attribute through the back office, then it can go to the main landing page and it'll have the affiliate code on it. And then if a client comes in, it'll match that client up. We won't have a need for the replicated landing page, but I'll have some answers at 2 o'clock today because we're doing some testing.
When do you expect to have collateral ready that we can hand out or have flyers made or anything like that?
Right now in the back office is the PDF files. I'll have the pictures up there today, but like I said, I'm testing those. But the PDF copies are already there for testing purposes. But the PDF copies of the whatever materials are there already. The pictures, I was going to put up the video and everything else, but I wanted to do some testing. What I'm trying to determine is do we need to put those materials in a Dropbox folder, or can we do everything through the back office?
How do we use those materials right now? Can we use them?
Yeah, so if you bring them up right now, so like I said, I'll have some answers after 2 o'clock today, but what it'll do is you'll use the pictures and everything will have attribution to it. When somebody opens it, it should track who opened it by their affiliate link there. So we'll know what client that was from. Everything should tie together. That's what we're testing right now.
Hi, Stephan. My name's John Long. Good afternoon, and thanks for all you do. Listen, is it possible I could get your phone number and have a conversation with you?
Sure, I'll put it in the chat.
I appreciate it. It's regarding taxes.
Sure, I'll put it in the chat.
I just need to know about your services. Thank you very much.
All right, Stephan, Sheldon. When people are filling out the contracts, what should they do?
I'm not sure what the question is.
They want to make sure that they fill every single thing out, but some poor guy has to check every single thing on every single contract, and he's up until 10 o'clock at night, and he gets up at 5 in the morning. Anybody want to guess who that is? Please sign everything. Make sure you put your information in. Please attach a voided check if you can. We also need.
I think it's the guy from Boston.
There you go.
There you go. Hey.
Oh yeah. Well, you got it.
Stan, I think it would help if you make sure you send that other document with it because it explains it pretty much line by line what we're looking for.
Yeah, we do, but people just kind of sometimes don't always see it.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why you haven't gotten your back office link yet, that's why.
The other problem we have too is that Stephan is sending them out, but they're going into people's spam folder, and people are like, "Oh my God, I didn't get it yet. Did you check your spam?" Whoops, there it is. Right? That's the other problem, and all companies have that issue. Check your spam folders if you didn't get one yet.
And the reason I'm mentioning this is because when I had my financial services office, I was a branch office supervisor. And to protect Stan and Stephan and you all, go through it where it shows where you need to initial it. Because I know everybody's excited because we see a money-making opportunity here. But
shrink the image on the computer screen.
But make sure you go through your documents with an ink pen on every line and just follow it. That's all you got to do.
It looks like Robert has a question. Robert, go for the tax man. And Mr. Hoity-toity Sheldon Singleton, he's here too.
Hey guys, great information. I've been on since the beginning. Like all the programs, and I'll definitely be engaging in all of them. I got on the first call on Wednesday, so this is my second call. Filled out my upline, submitted generate the application to me. I sent that back Thursday, and I was just wondering, how long does it take for me to get an answer?
So is this Robert Adams?
Robert Adams.
Yeah, you should, since we have your contract, you should have already gotten an invitation to the back office.
Okay.
Let me look on to see what your email address and see if it sounds familiar to me.
And you have to check your spam because a lot of people went in.
Yeah, I definitely remember that email address.
I don't know. I'm not sure which one I got.
There's going to be sections that need to be. I noticed there's no signature on here, so Stan should be reaching out to you about some things that have to be done. But I mean, if I have an email address, I use it. So yeah, I remember your email address. So you should have gotten an invitation.
Okay, I'll have to check it.
Excuse me. This is John Long again. I got two questions. Number one, I didn't get an invitation to this call today. How am I supposed to be receiving that or whatever? Anyways, I didn't see it. The other one was
I gave it to you at the last minute. This is Andrew's team call. This is not the corporate call on Wednesday. But
okay.
I knew you called me, so I said just jump on here right now.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Will you continue to update me?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Make sure you're on the list. And then you also got an invitation to the back office too, because that I remember your email address as well.
Yes, sir. All right. The other question I had, Sheldon, I kind of skipped a beat here, but what were you referring to as far as taking your pen and just basically making sure everything was accurate? What document are you talking about making sure it's accurate?
I'm talking about the contract that you all are filling out to send to Stephan, because I know as you're going through each section, and when I was a branch office manager, also I'm in the financial services industry, Series 7, 65. I have to make sure I go through and check everything to, prevent delays. And this is one of the things that Stan and Stephan talked about, is they got a bunch of contracts with a bunch of missing information. So we can't have a valid contract until everything is completed. So that's what I mean. It just makes it easy just to go to use your pen to scan it. Oh, here's a spot. So that's what I do when I go through, sign.
John, and Stan should be reaching out to you because there's definitely things on your contract that are missing.
For me personally, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to I need to get on with it. So thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Stan?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Stan or Stephen. I'm looking in my box and I don't see anything. I'm looking in my spam as well. What should I be looking for? What is it under?
It'll come from Tax Guru at ltaxrs.com.
Yeah, I'm looking under there. I don't see anything.
And this is for Robert?
Yeah, robrio2626 at gmail.com.
Okay, hang on one sec.
He's gonna send it to you. He's gonna send it to you right now.
I'm gonna do it right while I'm done. Yeah.
Hey guys,
Right.
sorry to interrupt again. This is Tom. I received my link, my replicated link a few days ago, but I'm on it right now and I see nothing to get me to the marketing material.
So go to marketing. Let me hang on a sec.
We're really working you today, Stephan, but that's okay. That's why we're here.
All right, so if you go to marketing materials.
Where is that? I'm only going to the page where the client fills out the information. That's all I have.
All he has is this replicated site right now. We didn't release the other one yet,
Oh,
Stephan.
it hasn't.
Not yet.
Oh, hang on. Let me resend that to you, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. Give me a sec. Keep talking. Stan, keep talking.
Me? Well, I'm going to ask Jim Quinn if he has a quick question while we're just looking at this, because I see he had his hand up. Go ahead, Jim.
Thanks, Dan. Stephan, I hope you can multitask. This has to do about the 515 minimum federal tax that's used on the tax calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Someone had mentioned to me yesterday, and I actually went and researched it a little bit. It said that the minimum wage set now is $7.25,
Yep.
and that the 515 is obsolete at this point. And
What
it actually
site did you see that on?
Your favorite, Stan's favorite, ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT in this respect is wrong. So the reason why it's saying that is because when they brought in the beauty and personal care industry, they set that at 725.
Okay.
But if you look at the actual form 8846, the instructions clearly say that the 515 for the food and beverage industry has not changed.
That's perfect. Thank you. And also quickly, the form 8868 or whatever number you said, is that on the employer's personal return?
It depends. So that's the form that we fill out for the credit. So that is on the return, which is their business return. If they're a sole proprietorship, then it's on their personal return. If they're an S corp, it'd be on their S corp, partnership. So it depends on how they do business, but that's where it starts.
Okay.
So 8846, that's the form that's used to calculate the credit, and then it flows to their personal return. On the personal return, it would flow into form 3800.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So it really depends on, if you're looking for where the form is, it depends on how they file.
Got it. Thanks.
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure. I was just going to call on you there, Jeff, while Stephan's looking for something. Go ahead.
Thanks, Dan. Stephan, I wanted to ask you again about the example that you were showing us earlier with the 60 employees and $5.15 per hour. You were showing $1,000 for tips. Would that be $1,000 per week for 60 employees?
Yes. Well,
okay.
$1,000 per employee.
Okay.
60, yeah. So yeah, $1,000 per employee.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
So there's 60 employees. They're all making on average 1,000. I mean, that's used to calculate the average. So, business owner is going to go on there and say, okay, on average, my employees make $1,000 a week. I have 60 employees. I'm paying them at least $5.15 an hour. And then how many hours is irrelevant because I'm already paying them $5.15 an hour.
So then that $1,000 a week that would need to be the reported taxes that are being paid by that employee.
Yeah, they definitely have to be paying that. If they're not, that's one of the requirements. If they're not paying employer taxes, yeah, we're not going to get any money back either. So, but we're
Right.
going to know that. We're going to also, part of what we're going to request from the employer is we're going to ask them for an 8821. So we're going to go and figure this out for ourselves. We're going to know if they have any outstanding tax liabilities. We're going to know if they filed for the credit already. So we're not going to get burned only to find out later that we're never going to get any money.
Sure. Very good. Thank you.
Stephan, if I can't find, I don't see it in any of my my emails. Should I just send you an email?
Yeah.
I don't have a link to the back
Yeah, or
office.
yeah. Who's this?
This is Shannon and Donna.
Okay. Yeah. Just send me or put it in the chat real quick and I'll send it to you right now.
Okay, will do. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Now, Stan, what is the difference between the competitor and Stephan? Because remember, we had this conversation.
Oh yeah, that's the one where I sent an email to Stephan and I put a little kangaroo in it. Because basically they're a fintech, which is a financial technology company, and they basically are a kangaroo where they jump from one program to another. And we didn't jump on this. We actually started, we've been in tax recovery for a long time. And these other folks just happened to hear about it. They did a little research. They saw the opportunity. So they decided to offer a program, but they have to outsource their actual amendments that they have filed. And we don't outsource anything. Everything is end to end from beginning to end. And we've been here since it started and we'll be here for a long time.
It's what I call chasing the shiny penny.
Yep.
I like the kangaroo. You'll find a lot of these fintech companies that they're chasing the shiny penny. They just came out of ERC and they're looking for the next shiny penny.
Yep. And these actually people we met because we were in the Visa and MasterCard lawsuit. And basically they like that wound down and then like, damn, what are we going to do next? Oh, let's try this FICA tax thing. That looks pretty cool. But they're not actually doing everything end to end. They need some other people to do the filing, and it kind of slows them down. Plus, we pay out more, which is really cool. Sheldon, how much do we pay out to the field?
We pay out 70% to the field, and for people who've been on my calls before, what I shared with you guys, Stan and Stephan, they're being very generous about what they're doing because a lot of people, I've had some agents that came out to me and said, well, you don't pay enough. And then I come back to them, I said, so what you're saying to me, this company pays out 70% to the field and they keep 30% for themselves. So I said, you can't squeeze blood from a turnip because they got to stay profitable and pay themselves and stay in business. And then when I share that with them, then they go quiet and they realize, okay. So that's why I share that with you guys. We're very blessed that Stan and Stephan, they were both in the field together. They're just not executives that decide to start a company and get greedy, but they want to make sure we're taken care of and paid and grow their business and we make a good living and they stay profitable.
Yep.
Okay, so Connor and Shannon put their stuff in, Stephan. Can you just email them the link really quick before we get?
Yeah, let me go look in the chat.
2 bombed. And remember also, we're up against the clock. We have that call, the IDIB call. It's going to be in 18 minutes.
Okay.
So Dave, did you have a question? I know your hand was up. I wasn't sure if it was up from earlier.
It may have been said, but I missed it. But when will we be getting access to the marketing materials?
So it's already the marketing materials are right now, they're in the back office. But what we're trying to do is work and see if we can make everything with attribution in the back office. That's this meeting that Stan and I have here in 18 or 17 minutes. If we can make everything work through the back office with attribution, then we can put all the materials in the back office. Right now, there's PDF files in there right now. If you look in marketing materials, they're already there.
My page doesn't have marketing materials.
What are you looking at?
Or do I have to scroll down a ways?
You have to tell me what you're looking at.
I'm looking at FICA tipstaxcredit.com with my identifier.
Yeah, that's the replicated landing page. So you need to make sure that you have the affiliate back office.
Oh, I don't think I have that yet.
I don't have that either.
Yeah, and then the way we get that is you have to sign the contract, get the contract in.
Yeah, I've sent that all in.
Yeah,
Well done.
and check your junk, because it's good. Either two things could have happened. One, it was difficult to read your email and we didn't get the right email, or it's sitting in your junk and you're not finding it.
And that's what comes from Tax Guru.
Tax Guru is where you want. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
where it
I've been
came from.
searching for that, but haven't found it.
Okay, give me a sec here.
Thanks.
Same with me, Tom Pratt.
Yeah, I know yours was sent. Hang on one sec, because I usually will go in there and look to see what email I have and go, yep, I recognize that email.
Same with me.
Can you log on to that page and show us where you have that at?
Where's that?
In the back office?
Where on the back office is the marketing materials? Yeah, hang on one sec.
Yeah, because I don't see anything either other than just the landing page.
Yeah, you're on the landing page. That's not the back office.
Yeah, my email is financialgrowthimpact@gmail.
Yeah, I don't know hang on one sec.
Sure.
Second, this is okay. Nothing's letting me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm losing my internet or what, but nothing's letting me.
Oh, my name is misspelled.
Okay.
There's an S between the R and the G.
Okay.
FORS.
Hang on a sec. I can't get off this screen, so I got a feeling I'm losing my internet connection.
Might be bandwidth since you're on Zoom.
It shouldn't be. I have highest speed, but I got a feeling they must be tinkering with it. I think they're doing some work in our area.
Oh.
All right, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
This is where, if you have the back office, this is where the marketing materials are right now. Oops, hang on a sec. So this is where the marketing materials are. Marketing materials, and then right now there's PDF files in there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Once we get this figured out, and like I said, we're going to be doing that in about 14 minutes. So once we get this figured out, what we're trying to do is make it simpler for everyone, so that if you send the materials to someone, it'll have attribution on it already. And then when somebody clicks on it, won't have the attribution coming through. So if that's the case, and we can make that happen, then we don't really have a need for a replicated landing page. You can go to the main landing page. We don't need a bunch of replicated pages.
Is there a way to access this non-replicated? I'll just print out a lot and go taking walks.
Yeah. So if you want to go stop by it will take you to, right now it's going to take you to a generic page. This is the one to restaurants.
Uh-huh.
That QR code right there would take you to this URL, which is it's just a sample.
Sure.
Yeah. So we don't want you to blow it up, and then we have to try to, have a nightmare of tracking whose client belongs to who.
Yeah, I could remove that and just give them a generic file.
Yeah, that's going to take them.
Yeah.
That'll take them to a generic, the generic landing page, which I'm still concerned that we're not going to know that's your client.
Right. I would take off any information that would send them anywhere. I would just give them the information and they could talk to me.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do that, and then we can but if they start filling out the survey, we won't know that that's your client.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm
understand.
concerned. I don't want to jump the gun on this and turn it into a nightmare. We have a difficult time tracking whose client is what. That's where the materials are at. They're all right now. So we've got the PDF files in there right now. Like I said, after our meeting, hoping get some clarification how we can make the attribution all work. And if that's the case, then technically we don't need the replicated landing pages because the link will be on the replicated landing page and we'll be able to match that up regardless. They'll put their name in. We'll know who that was. If this, we can make all that work. If not, we have to use the replicated landing pages, and each one of the marketing materials will have to be set up with your replicated landing page. Like I said, we should have some answers here in the next, 11 minutes, hopefully.
Thank you.
So if you can see my screen, Robert, you should have gotten an invitation.
Yeah, I sent a chat that I did get it. I'm filling it out right now.
Okay, good. Yeah. And then
okay, so the question, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. Don't have a URL website. So what do I need to
just you don't have to have anything in there. It acts like it's a mandatory requirement, but it's really not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then the instructions that I was hoping to go out with the contract says that that's not a required field.
Okay.
But it acts like it is. It's not.
Stephan, I didn't see me on that list that you had up there. Maybe that's why I didn't get I don't have this either. I need the link for this as well.
To this? Yeah. Yours is one of the newer contracts, so you're on the list, but let me just. What's your email address?
BIZFUNDERS@gmail.com.
RS?
BizFunders. At gmail.com.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we're getting those off of the contract. So not sending those out until we get the contracts in, then Stan's going through and making sure they're complete.
Just came in.
Okay. And then let me the heck.
Hey, Stephan. So for those that are missing the back office, so should they just be sending you an email?
Yeah, that's one way to get it because I'm pulling those off of the contract as we get those in.
All righty.
Yeah, so shoot me an email and can just at least get that out to you. Escape. What the heck?
Hey, Stephan, this is Robert again.
Yeah.
Hey, I've used PayPal maybe a couple of years ago. I don't really use it. That should be tied directly to my bank, right?
Yeah, however you have whatever you're dropping your PayPal, and you don't have to do PayPal. You can also do, wire transfer, ACH.
I don't see a drop for the ACH.
Nick, he's a freaking attorney. What do you expect? They all do that,
Yeah, so you can just do wire transfer as an option.
Okay, got it.
Hey, Stephan, I'm filling it out where it says for website address. What do we?
Yeah, somebody else just asked him. You can skip that. It acts like it's a mandatory requirement, but it's really
okay. I got it. That's right. My bad. I have a guest on here, Michelle. Michelle, do you have any questions?
Can I minimize the screen? There we go. Any other questions?
All right, look like we all good. Wow. We got almost to 1 o'clock today. All right. Any more questions on this? We got
Yeah, and we want to remind everybody, Andrew, that we do our main meetings on what day at what
Yes.
time.
Yeah, so our next meeting will be on Wednesday. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. for the ER3 and Latitude program. And then right after that, noon, 12 p.m., we train about FICA tip tax. All right.
Looks like Robert has a question, Andrew.
Yeah, Robert.
Stephan, I just want to let you know I just submitted. I filled out everything, submitted it, and it says account status alert. It's pending approval.